story is based on real events and is shared for educational purposes. All information was obtained from publicly available sources. Some details may be disturbing, and viewer discretion is advised. Any commentary made is strictly my own opinions and observations. Behind every case, there's a truth that doesn't stay hidden. Some stories are straightforward. Others leave more questions than answers. And some stay with you long after you hear them. Welcome back to True Crime Stories. Today, we're going to look at some videos from a case that stays with you long after you hear it. Today, we're going to look at the first interview from Letecia Stauch. I won't stop too many times for commentary, but there are a few places that I'm just gonna have to throw in my input. But I've included the whole thing for you, and I have an extra treat at the end. This is a very long interview, so feel free to skip ahead, skip the boring parts, but I've included it all because, well, let's just face it, we want to see everything. This interview takes place on January 29th of 2020, just 2 days after she reported Gannon missing on January 27th of 2020. It should be noted that she was more than 2 hours late to the appointment for this interview. And the interview itself lasted over 4 hours. She was initially found guilty of first-degree murder, but the Colorado Court of Appeals has overturned that conviction due to a procedural error, and she will get a new trial. All right, guys, this is going to be a long one, so let's go ahead and get straight into it.
And just because you're in here and you're in our building and stuff, do you mind if I just pat you down really quick? That's how we hug. Okay. I just need you to face that way for me.
I wasn't sure if you needed me.
Yeah, go ahead and just put your arms out for me and just separate your legs slightly for me.
Okay.
There you go. Nothing that's gonna like poke me or anything. Like you're not diabetic or anything, are you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Just a phone. Okay. Anything in your purse? Just want to like. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Alright, if you just want to have a seat on the couch, we'll be right back with you. Okay. Thanks. Hey. Hey. How you doing?
Good.
Did you get some sleep?
I haven't eaten today.
Oh my goodness. Do you want something to eat? I've got some stuff.
I would love that.
What would you like? I've got some pizza Hot Pockets and some tamales and a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, pizza Hot Pockets would be good. But I mean, you don't have to like.
No, we can get you something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah. Let me get that started for you. I have like Coke and Sprite and like apple juice. Do you want something like that?
Do you have diet?
We searched high and low for diet, and there's no diet.
I'll take a regular Coke. Thank you.
All the vending machines are even sold out.
Thank you so much for getting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's my card, just so you have it, so I don't forget later.
Okay, so she's already asking for stuff. She hasn't eaten, she's hungry, and they're going to bring her food. Right now, she's getting everything she wants, and they're being super nice. Pay attention to what happens when she's not in control, when later she loses that control.
I'll get that, Jess. Okay. So that's my partner, Detective Houston. I know you saw Mark with me yesterday. Right. I work with a couple different people.
Okay. So you're like in charge of?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm in charge. Yeah. It's just we all pitch in and help out where we can. So. Right. Mark helps me whenever I'm out and about, and Kat helps me whenever I'm here.
Right.
So she's going to be hanging out with us. And I also have something going on. So if this ends up going over, which is totally fine, I just want you to know who Kat is and that. Okay.
No problem.
Where did you park? Did you park in the garage?
Mm-hmm.
The garage that's right behind our building?
I got a parking ticket. Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. For validation, what kind of vehicle were you in? So that I can put that on the validation slip whenever you, because I'll give you something to turn in so you don't have to pay.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen Tiguan.
It's a Volkswagen Tiguan?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, what else? So I'm just going to go through my normal spiel with you.
Okay.
I know that we talked last night, but because you're in here in the police building, I want you to know certain things, okay?
Right.
So first of all, you're in here voluntarily.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave.
Okay.
You just have to let me know that you want to leave.
Right.
Because I need to escort you out of the building.
Okay.
Okay? If there's ever a time that you need to take a break, you need the bathroom, you need more water, you're still hungry,
Okay.
whatever it is, let me know. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I can't read your mind, so I need you to let me know what's going on with you.
Okay.
So that I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because the whole purpose of this, of us talking, is to gather some information. And I
have
know
a question about that. I understand that. I know it's recording and all that. It's totally fine. But does that usually stay within the courts and stuff like that? And I'm just asking.
Yeah. So this
because I'm gonna have to tell you some very personal things.
Okay. And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
and so it is not our common practice to go and be releasing stuff like that. Also, another little admin thing that I do just to sort of kind of cover my butt whenever I have people in here talking is to go over a Miranda waiver. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that you're in trouble. It's just because you're in a police station, and I want you to be absolutely certain of your rights.
Right.
Okay? So I'm going to go over that with you right now. So you have the right to remain silent. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So because, I know I met with you yesterday. We talked on the phone. We texted. We've been talking with each other a lot. But because this is recorded, I want to get, let's start from the basics.
Okay.
Have who you are. Do you have your ID?
Yeah. Right here.
In your purse?
Yes.
Oh, those are nice glasses.
Yeah, they're Dips.
What are they?
Dips.
I haven't heard of that. Is that a new...
It's like a Quay brand.
Quay.
Yeah. They're really good. They're better than the Michael Kors and things like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know this is your South Carolina ID.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely. What's your middle name?
Okay. Well, it's I do my maiden name, which is Hardin, Hardin.
Hardin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's your maiden name?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me just write down. There's the deal number. Do you have a given middle name?
Lynn.
Mm-hmm. Lyn?
Yes, ma'am.
There you are. Mm-hmm. Thank you. What's a good phone number for you in case I need to get a hold of you?
I don't ever drink sugar, so this is probably going to be so good.
What is, in case I need to send you any documentation via email, how can I do that?
It's Tecia. It's like my name.
Are you on any social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram?
Well, I
Twitter?
wasn't for a long time, but just recently I just got my Facebook back because we didn't have it for 2 years. So I do have a Facebook, but I've always had Instagram, but it's mostly a travel YouTube type thing.
Okay, what's Facebook?
It's just my name.
Is it Letecia or Tisha?
It's under Tisha.
I'm sorry, you said it's under Tisha?
Oh, actually it's not. It's because I abbreviated it. It's T.
Is it your same last name? Stauch?
Yeah, because I really don't my first name. I'm always oh, Tesha. They're what Kesha? So I just put T because people.
Have I been saying your name wrong?
No, you haven't. But I always try to change it. My mom didn't like it, so we tried to change it. So yeah, so I just gave up. Just said put T.
What do you want me to call you?
You can call me.
Tasha,
You can call me Tisha, which is my
Tisha.
my
Okay.
You know, we always have a name we don't like or something. You know.
And you said Instagram.
Now my Instagram is under Dr. Stauch.
Dr. what?
Stauch.
Is it the spelling of your last name? Okay.
Because I have my doctorate degree in education.
Okay. I'm like, is this like a Dr. Pimple Popper kind of thing? So it's for your education doctorate. All right. And then address that I need to send if I need to mail anything. And where are you working?
Well, I was working with WD3, but I didn't want to work as a teacher anymore. So I decided I was going to be a flight attendant. So that's currently what I started doing with Spirit. So I had been going back and forth doing like FAA. First you have to get like a study guide. I know you probably are like, oh, you have your doctorate degree, you want to be a flight attendant. You know, I just like to travel. But my goal is to like teach online too and do the flight attendant, so I could do both.
Sure.
So I've been looking over my books with Spirit and like things like that so that I could go to training. So I was supposed to go to training. We get like a training date February, March, April. So in the meantime I was just doing like subbing at the early college. That's why I told you early college, picking up sub shifts and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're more of a substitute.
Well, I was just a 5th grade teacher at French, but teaching has gotten so difficult in the elementary schools. I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like in between. I just finished working with them and like that.
Yeah, I'm sure kids nowadays are a handful, right?
It's hard because I did special ed for so long because that's what my doctorate's in, and then you're like, oh, like
you
try to help so many people, and it's just hard. Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna do flight attendant with Spirit?
Well,
have you been picked up by them yet?
Well, I got an offer letter from Spirit, an offer letter from, I just got one yesterday from SkyWest.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I like SkyWest is because they have a domicile in Colorado Springs and in Denver, so you can actually like work there, and I could do both at the college. Because I was gonna, I thought someone's vibrating. I was gonna do like Pikes Peak, and like I'm sure I wouldn't have a problem because I just finished this past year. So I was gonna just do them both, and then so I hadn't decided. But now that SkyWest just had offered it, I was like, that would be perfect because it was just like centrally located, you know,
right.
where you could come home all the time.
Yeah.
So that was a big problem that we had, is because I was gonna take the Spirit job, and then I wouldn't be based anywhere. They don't have a base anywhere in our area, so like I would have had to be in Las Vegas.
Oh wow.
So I would never get to see anybody at home, and then you like stay in these crash pads. Are you familiar with it?
We were on vacation with some people who the wife used to be a nurse, and she actually transitioned into being a flight attendant.
Right.
She was telling us all about it. Actually.
Right. Yeah. So
that's kind of scary.
I did start getting scared about it being in Vegas, and I was like, man, I'll never get to see everybody at home, and like, and I mean, I love the travel part. So then I was stuck with traveling but being alone, or traveling with everybody else but maybe not as much here. So but anyway, that was in a nutshell. I was kind of in a self-evaluating. Is it okay if I just stop that? Because it's like vibrating.
Yeah, that's fine.
It drives me crazy. But yeah, so I was in like a self-evaluation type thing, trying to figure out, you know, transitioning from education and never having like another career was like, and then like worrying about how people would look at you like, oh, you have a doctorate degree and you're a flight attendant, you know, you guys like don't make money.
Right.
You know, so
my niece is actually a flight attendant, so for Southwest.
They said that's the best one, and whenever they have openings, it shuts the website down.
Oh.
That's what I heard.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't know about that.
And apparently it's really hard to get into, because they're supposed to like handle emergencies in the air. So.
Yeah, and like the training is so. You think people just think we will serve people, but the training is so.
I heard it's very intense.
Yeah, they like do ditching exercises. They kick people out every day. If you're late for class for 1 minute, kick you out.
Oh wow.
And
that's good. We need standards like that whenever we're
so
flying.
like what happened? Let me just tell you this in case it comes up like somewhere. But Spirit flew me out to do the December 20-something training, right? Problem is, I didn't have anybody to watch Harley, and I was working night shifts. And so it's always hard because it's always on me to find babysitters for everybody, all the kids. It's always on me. So I get out there, and he was supposed to help. I know she's 17. We let her stay by herself, whatever. But through the night, because he was working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., that kind of scared me. And so, like, she just joined the Air Force. So, like, I know she's going to have to learn how to, like, shoot a gun, protection, but, you know, like, she's not ready yet. Mature. Like, she's very mature, but she's not ready. So I came back, you know, and I was, like, talking to them. I just told them, I was like, my daughter's at home, whatever. And they're like, we can move you to the next class. Like, I think it was February, whatever. So anyway, so just in case you're like, oh, I thought you were, but I did fly out. They flew you out or whatever, and I came back because I was panicking about her, the dogs, everybody being taken care of. So
she's your baby, right?
Yeah.
So, why don't we talk a little bit about what's going on? So I understand, so initially you didn't tell me some things because Albert was there. And when we say Albert, we're talking about Eugene.
Yes. He doesn't like Eugene because his dad is Eugene, and he was a child molester.
Okay.
So, like, he, like, raped his sister. So he freaks out about the word, like, if he hears Eugene. But I said maybe that might help you. If you don't have to call him Eugene, it probably would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is take me through Sunday into Monday, and be as detailed as possible as to what you were doing, who was there, where you were at, how long you spent, etc., etc. Because the more detail I have, it might spark something for me.
Is it okay if I take my notes out? Because, like, I wrote down all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was like, I tried to write down anything he might.
Oh, the notes. I just can't with the notes. And several different times you hear her on phone calls, it's the notes. If she was telling the truth, she wouldn't need those notes. But it's very important to her to keep her timeline straight. So she needs the notes.
Like, say, and just in case, because I have, like, notes from different things or whatever. So we already talked about the beginning things, so I figured you're reading that. And so my paper is that we're at the same story that we started with, but then you want me to start with Sunday, which was the day that we went hiking, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we went hiking at Garden of the Gods. Did you see the picture from Garden of Gods?
I didn't.
Okay, so we have pictures where we went to Garden of Gods. We were going to take the dogs for a walk, but then my daughter got called in to work because she works at Massage Baby.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, we're going to go hiking. The crazy thing is, like, it's always like, you got one kid likes to hike a lot, the other one don't, so spent the whole time like, come on, let's go, we got to burn calories. Excuse me. All those type of things. Gannon, he started having a stomach problem, and he pooped in his pants. So it kind of cut our hike a little bit short, but I was like, it's okay, it was getting kind of cold. I say cold for me, but I'm used to like 80-degree weather, so it was kind of getting cold. So we decided to go home.
Okay.
So we go home. I don't really remember what we did the rest of the day. It was probably just like random things around the house. I feel like we went to dinner. Oh no, we didn't get dinner because he wanted to take a bath. That's what it was. So he came in and that's when he asked me about the whole bath salt thing.
Okay.
And he had pooped in his pants, so I thought he wanted to like take a shower, so I gave him a bath bomb.
Okay.
So going through the night, we were just doing like a regular random. I don't know who I should be talking to, but
you can talk to both of us.
Yeah, we should be doing like random things around the house. It's Sunday, no football on. You know, I mean, I don't know like specific every little detail we did, but just a normal everyday situation. Other than he was in a lot of pain because he gets really bad. Is it okay if I like show you like graphic, like not graphic, but like with my hand motions?
Yeah, that's fine.
He'll get where he has to like poop, and like I swear they're like that big. It might take like 2 to 3 weeks. He has a GI problem, so because he takes Vyvanse, so like he had went the whole time without Vyvanse. So whenever that happens, sometimes it'll get where his stomach like wants to work, but then like can't. So he spends a lot of time in the bathroom, like kind of like hurting and things like that.
Okay.
All right. So then at this point, the dogs, we have 2 new a Frenchie and an English bulldog. They're really like,
French and English bulldog.
Yeah, they are. They're really kind of like Sadie's the French bulldog. She's kind of like high maintenance. But the kids always help out a lot with them, you know. But Gannon wasn't feeling too well, and the dogs, they all, you know how they like know someone's not feeling well. So they were all laying down there, and it was gassy, like very, very. They're bad for that, very, very gassy or whatever. And you know, life goes on. But so Gannon had started a candle. Again, normal. He's very like responsible in terms of like if you give him something and say do this, and like a list and prepare, it's fine. So we let him, you know, do things like that. Like Albert lets him like use the box cutter to cut the boxes down, you know, and like teach him things to be like a independent, growing up adolescent. So I didn't see a problem with him, you know, light a candle, whatever.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember the exact time. I'd have to look at when the fire thing went off. I was tired. Albert had left because we spent the whole night up prior with Saturday because he was going to train in Oklahoma. So we stayed up most of the night.
Okay.
You know, just everybody was going to miss each other, wouldn't see each other for a while, whatever. So I was kind of like, you know, tired. I had dozed off for a little bit, and Lena asked me could she stay up and still watch the rest of her iPad or whatever. Usually I'm always like, no, like strict, like, hey, no, you can, you know, whatever. But I did feel kind of bad because it was just her birthday, and at the same time being her birthday, we had a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
So we made it about her, but like I was trying to give her a little bit extra because not everybody got to make it there. And we went all out for Gannon's birthday. Like we took him to a Rockies game. We took friends with him. I mean, you know, like popcorn, hot dogs. But we didn't do that with her.
Mm-hmm.
In her defense, we bought her a Switch. So it was kind of like different, but she didn't understand that. So I let her stay up longer than she's supposed to as like a, you know, not necessarily bribery, but, you know. So she stayed up a little bit later. And so she was still kind of, she's a very hard sleeper, and she's hard to like pick up, move if she falls asleep, whatever. But I could tell she was just barely asleep when I went in there. So it starts beeping, like a beep, 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 beep. And I thought that someone was coming in the house. So I look and don't see anyone at any doors or hear anything. So I was like, I thought it was just a sensor. So I hit in our 2564, which is our alarm code, but it didn't go off. And I was like, what is wrong with this thing? So I walked to Lena's room, because the alarm is in her room, and I walked back like through the top part of the house, and you've been in the house, so you know the top part of the house.
I haven't been in your
Okay, so there's the upper level, and then there's the below basement. So I like walked back and forth or whatever. I didn't see anything going on. Then it started saying fire, 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 fire. Like it kept saying fire.
Oh wow.
So and I thought it was the you know how like so there's like sensors for your fire alarm, and then there's sensors for your like alarm.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just going to everything trying to like fan it while it was going off, because I was thinking kitchen, fire, nothing's wrong, whatever. So I was putting like towels over some of the sensors because I thought that was like monitoring the fire thing, whatever. And then I realized it kept going and going. So then I see smoke coming up from the downstairs. So I run downstairs, and my idea of a big fire is anything that I see on fire pretty much, and there's smoke, you know, that's just because I grew up in the country, so, you know, like, I remember bonfires and, like, things like that, you know. So, there was smoke coming up through the basement. So, the basement has, so, like, you walk down the basement, there's the sofa and stuff over here. It was coming up through the basement. So, I, like, run back up the stairs, go grab Lane, and luckily, my point telling you about her being not a rough sleeper, she woke right up. So she wrote back up, and I like almost like grabbed her, and I was like, get up, get up, get up, get up. I gave her the keys. I said, can you go, I don't remember the exact order, but I said something along the lines of, can you go take the dogs to Daddy's truck and sit there and wait?
Right.
So I don't remember the order of how we all ran out the house, but I know that at that point I did. She ran out, and I can't remember if I ran out to make sure they got the truck or if she ran out by herself. I don't remember that part, but I do know that they had gotten in the truck. I came back inside, run back downstairs, and that's when I was trying to get Gannon, because I couldn't get, I didn't know how to get everybody at once. So my main thing was to get the front people out, you know, and then go. So then I ran back downstairs to get Gannon, and then the fire was on the floor over here, then on the sofa. So I'm pretending this is the sofa and this is our floor. So it was right here and right here, and I had saw the candle that was over here. So there was covers everywhere, because the kids always get on about, they leave a lot of covers laying around all the time. I mean, there's like 10 quilts and LOLs and blankets and all this. So they were all right here. So I take a whole bunch of them, and I go and like basically smashed down on the sofa in the fire to put it out. So I got a burn, and then I was like, get up again, and started running at that point because it wakes him up. He's alert. He's realizing that the covers and everything's on fire, the carpet's on fire, and we all go outside. So we get in Albert's truck and we drive off. And I drove off in panic because I saw that I put the fire out. So I knew that there was no, like nothing wrong, like it wasn't going to keep going. I drove off in panic because I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Like, we broke the carpet, we done this and this. Gannon's upset, freaking out because he's scared he's going to get in trouble and da-da-da-da-da. So, like the whole talk was going on. So we drove maybe around the block a little bit and came right back. So we came back in and like developed a plan for the next day to figure out, honestly, we were going to fix the carpet and try to like not say anything. And the reason for that is because like Albert freaks out about every little thing. If the kids do something and I'm on like, it's me, and he'll be like, you didn't do this, you weren't being a good stepmom, you weren't doing this, you weren't doing that. And so we both kind of were like a little like worried about it, and he gets very like crazy like if something goes wrong. So that was the plan. Go to sleep, rest. He was going to stay out of school. We were going to get the carpet fixed and then go from there. Plus his stomach was hurting. So Lena didn't want to sleep in her room. Everybody was still kind of like frazzled. And I think Lena slept with me or on the sofa. I brought the dogs up, and Gannon he wanted to go in his room at that point because he was already sleeping on the sofa. Okay. So that's where Sunday like pretty much kind of like stopped, and everybody went to bed and yada yada yada. And I think I sent Albert messages because he was sleeping, was on a different time zone, and he didn't see him either. Okay. And I didn't feel that no one was in harm. Let me make sure I say that, because the fire was not going. Now, I know that Gannon had like black marks all on his shirt, like smoke marks. But he had on a long sleeve shirt and a short sleeve shirt because sometimes he has on whatever. So he had on his little burns that we had. I didn't see.
Where did you see burns on Gannon?
All right, so with Gannon, I just saw that. Okay, so like on the top, like right here. So like say the shirts are here. So like right here there was a burn, and the reason for that was I think whenever like he was trying to come up, it kind of burned him a little bit. I'm not gonna make an assumption. I don't really know. And as far as that, I didn't see anything else. Like I didn't know any like other differences or anything like that. All I saw was that. I saw, you okay? He ran out the house. He was firing out the house. Everything was normal. Yada yada yada. Now I'm gonna let you know in a little bit why he was bleeding. But at that point, when you get to the Monday morning thing, I'll let you know about that.
Describe the flames for me. How tall are these flames? Is it like smoldering on the carpet, sort of kind of creeping across like a grass fire, or is it like coming up, working its way up the couch? Like, how is this working?
I really don't know. I know that it was like here, centralized on the floor, but like I could see, I think the smoke might have kind of intimidated me more because I spent the whole night coughing. So I think that kind of intimidated me so much because the visibility was starting to be a little bit, like as if I had walked into a small little fire, and I was just afraid that it was going to, because like upholstery for the couch, that was my biggest concern, was the upholstery for the couch. So okay, so I would say it was like maybe like in this area, like right here. It wasn't like here.
So the flames were 2-3 feet high, you think? How much light did you see coming off of this through the smoke?
I don't know.
Okay, and that's fine if you don't know.
I'm not like a professional and I was in the moment of freaking out to like give you an accurate answer.
Sure.
Because I don't want to tell you what's here, and it might have been here. I don't want to tell you this, and it's. I don't know.
This is all based off of your memory to the best of your ability. Right. And that's all it is. Okay.
I do know that I saw covers coming up on fire.
What was what covers were coming up on fire?
Like he had a cover on because he was sleeping on the sofa.
What was he covered with?
What do you mean?
What kind of blanket? You had mentioned there was LOLs, there's quilts.
Oh, like which color?
What blanket was he using?
Oh, I'm not sure. There was a couple that were there. There was a black. They were all. Some of them. I put them all back in that bin that was sitting there. Did you? You said you didn't.
I haven't been in the house.
Okay, so there was black. It was like a little furry. There was watermelon ones. I don't remember specifically which one he had, but I know that there was blankets in the area because they always leave blankets around. It was a mermaid one around. But the whole operation of when I grabbed them and put it out, I grabbed them all and done it. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Were any of them like damaged whenever that happened?
Oh yeah, they all. I left them all there when I showed them that night that, you know, like they were damaged or whatever.
Okay. Well, I haven't been in the house either.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was speaking to you like you.
Yeah. Nope. I didn't go into the house either, so I was
Like.
just trying to make sure that we're.
Yeah.
All
So then Gannon decides that he doesn't want to go to school because of his tummy issues or because he's going to help you with the carpet. What is...
It was kind of a combination of both.
Okay, and who excused him from school?
But, well, I had texted Albert and said, could he not go to school for his stomach?
Okay.
Because he was hurting with his stomach, but also the whole plan was that we were going to figure it out. Like,
So who actually contacted the school to excuse him?
it wasn't me. I didn't. I don't know.
Okay.
Did someone contact? Because I didn't.
I would assume that
Okay.
somebody would contact the school, or you probably would get like a phone call. I know with my kids' school, if they're not there by 8:15, the office.
Then they would call
saying-
Albert, not me, because he would have the like the automated system where he's like, your child's missing. I mean, your child is missing from school today, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Sunday, and you're saying a lot of we and that kind of thing. So you mentioned earlier that Harley had gone to work.
Mhm.
She got called into Massage Envy.
Mhm.
So who went on the hike?
Okay, so it was originally going to be all of us. Harley, me, Gann, and Lena. And then Harley got called in. She switched shifts with someone, but then that person, like, I guess the policy is if that person agrees to take your shift but then don't come, you still have to come or something. I don't know. But, so she just was like, I have to go. She's only going to be working there like a few more weeks or whatever. So I told her, I was like, don't burn any bridges. I know it sounds crazy that you have to do that, but you got to go in. So she went into work on Sunday.
Okay. So it ended up being you, Gannon and Lena that went hiking.
Right.
Okay. And so then let's go through Monday.
Okay, can you give me a moment?
Yep.
Alright, so we wake up on Monday. Normal. How we wake up. You know, like everybody gets up, whatever. Shannon stays in bed. He already knows that we are, you know, going out and about today. That was the plan. I walked Lena out to make, because usually Gannon walks her outside. So I walked Lena out to the front door and around to make sure I seen her around the corner to get to the bus stop, and she did.
Okay.
I come back inside. I don't remember if I laid down a little bit. I probably played on my phone for a little bit, you know, wasted a little bit, because she goes outside at like 6:50, 6:55, you know, still early, take the dogs out, things like that. Well, I go down, start talking to Gannon about, hey, like, this is the plan, like, go downstairs, the basement, whatever. I say basement, but as in, like, his room is downstairs, it's a furnished basement. And I realized that Gannon, he actually had, like, marks, like, on his arm, and they were actually, like, peeling at that point. And I swear, I did not realize that they had, I don't know if, like, they start, like, because burns are sitting there, I don't know if they started, like, peeling, like, overnight, or, like, whatever. And he has, like, really bad anxieties. So whenever things are peely or, like, things like that, he bites his own nails a lot anyway. Like, anything that's, like, loose and things like that, he bites them. So I don't know if, like, as burns, like, you know, burned a little bit. And when I do this, I don't mean, like, I'm giving you a location. I'm just saying, like, as in burns, like, on your skin. I guess when, like, you know how they pull a little bit stretchy or whatever? So, like, on the arm, it kind of gets a little stretchy and peeling. So then I was, like, freaked out, because I was like, I didn't know that his arms were like that. So I'm, like, crying because, and this is where I have to start telling you, you know, like, some, like, very, like, I was scared, because my thought process was, Albert is going to kill me. Like, because I made a mistake as a parent and forgot to, like, really check him down. And he really got a little bit more burnt than he should have. So I was freaking out, because it's like, he's going to kill me. And Gannon was like, it's okay. And, like, there was blood. And, like, he had on his arms. and as it was peeling, and I should have called.
Where did he have blood at?
I should have called the hospital and just asked, you know, I don't know enough about burns, but I should have called the hospital and just asked, like, I made a mistake. I didn't. I swear to y'all, I didn't know they were that bad. I didn't at all. So I feel horrible. So here I am. I know it's not, you know, about me, but as a person, I was feeling horrible that I didn't call Albert to say, you know, they're like this. So I told him, I said, okay, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put some, like, aloe on your arms, you know, and things like that. And I was like, it's going to be okay. We're going to fix it. We're going to, you know, and all I kept thinking about was we're going to fix it. And I don't know in my mind how I was going to fix it as far as he wasn't in pain. He wasn't saying, like, I'm hurting or anything like that. He was more of, like, peeling it. Like, you know, like, it was like, almost like it was like a boil. Am I saying the right word? Boil? Like, blister? Like a blister. So I'm going to say like he was pulling a blister, you know. Okay. So there was blood, and then so I'm like holding him, and I had blood on me. And when I say blood, let me explain to you. I don't mean like dripping out, pouring everywhere blood. So let me not like give you that thought process, because sometimes when I say, like, if I say flames, to me I'm like, this is a big flame, you know. So there was blood. So I was just so like freaked out. So I was like, we'll just clean it up. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
Where's the blood at?
So the blood was on his arms, on his like sheet that he had, which we washed the sheet. So it was on his sheet, it was on his arms, and he had some on like his arm had, I guess from like sleeping or whatever, he had some on the wall. So we cleaned up everything. I put like garnish the, am I saying that right? Garnish the like the wrap thing. So I just put a little bit of wrap thing, and I was like, we'll check it with the aloe and see if it gets better. Because my next thing was, I'm going to assess the situation in so many hours, and if it looks, because I did look online, and it said, like, if it turns a yellow color, that it could be infected or whatever, and I was like, that was going to be my next step. So I don't want you to think that I was, like, neglecting the fact that...
So you realize that he's got a burn, you do some treatment that you think is appropriate at the time, and then you tell yourself, you know, I'm going to do this follow-up with him. Okay. Right. So then what happens after you take care again and make sure he's okay?
Honestly, I'm pacing the house, and I know there's two things I got to fix, you know. And when I tell you that Albert will freak out over things, I just want you to know that. So I want you to think, picture in my mind of how I'm like afraid to be like, okay, I got to fix these situations, and I need to fix them fast with the carpet and things like that. Okay. So number one, I was like, I need to fix the carpet, and number two, I need to figure out, you know, like assess, like I said, does Gannon need to go get like some burn cream or whatever. So I said, let's get dressed. We're gonna leave out. I think I told you guys it was like maybe 10:35 or whatever the time Frank knew left. So this is where I should have like made this mistake. So I drive to so Larson Ranch. At the end of Larson Ranch is a bunch of new builds, like construction, things like that. I drive to the new builds. I was going to be like, hey, look, somebody here knows how to, you know, fix it, because if I get online and start calling people, then they'll be like, make an appointment. I figure I might find somebody that, you know, would do like a little side job and come and help us fix when I say carpet, I'm talking about fix the living room, the spot that I had cut out or whatever. So I did. I pulled up. On the back part, there were some new houses being built, and there was some like Hispanic, and I'm not saying that to be like discriminatory, they were Hispanic people that were out there, and I was like, hey, do you know where you can get the carpet that is in the Larson Ranch model home? So I told him the model home, which was the same home that we had. I mean, I don't know if it's the model home, but I gave him the name, because I asked, like, I looked online for the company, for the name, and I said, it's in this. He's like, everybody has that same carpet. Yes. So we got a roll of the carpet.
Where'd you get that from?
We got it from the guy on the scene. Like, I say the guy on the scene, but like the construction area. So we got the carpet from the guy in the construction area. Well, I didn't get it then. He said he was going to bring it to me. So I gave him the address, and this is where I messed up. I gave him, and this is why I couldn't tell you this in front of Albert, I gave him our code to get in, because he was going to go fix it. And I just assumed, working in the house, he was going to be okay, you know, whatever. And me and Gannon left. I just said, hey,
Did you give him the garage door code?
Yeah.
And what about the alarm?
Well, if you go in through, say, like you're walking in through our house, there's no sensor, so we always keep it on our alarm, and you can walk in through the garage and the alarm will never set off or on. Never.
Okay.
And the reason for that is, like, there's no door. Like, there's nothing that tells that door that it's opened. You see what I'm saying?
So you don't have a sensor there.
Right. So we just always, and the kids come in every day in the garage and never have to, like, set, reset, anything like that.
Okay.
So me and Ganna go on. I don't remember exactly where we went first. I know we rode a little bit because I was looking for different places to buy the dog some, like, different cute outfits, because sometimes I get them at Ross. But Petco has some really good deals going on right now, so I was like, I'm going to go to Petco. Ganna was like, at that point, it was like he wanted to lay down because his stomach was hurting. He wasn't complaining about, like, any, like, pain on his arms or anything like that. He just said he wanted to lay down because his stomach was hurting. So we were in Albert's truck, so we lay down. I mean, he lays down in the back of the truck. So he's just laying down, whatever. I went to Petco. I can't remember if I went in the store beside Petco. I know we went some places around town, just different locations.
What places did you go to?
I know I went to Petco. I know I went to a gas station to get gas.
Which Petco did you go to?
The one at, is it Nevada and something?
Okay.
I don't really know.
The newer
for sure.
one? It's like that
It is
bigger
nice.
shopping center?
It's a nice area. That's the area I basically was in for. I wasn't gone that long for most of the time frame. That was the area that I was in. And then I made the wrong, when you're coming back and it tells you go this way, I made the wrong exit. Like, I got in the wrong one, so I went back. I guess that would be, I went north a little bit before I turned around to come back, because I made the wrong one. So I get back, and let's see, did we go eat at that time? I feel like I didn't get anything to eat. Maybe I just got Starbucks. I could look at my credit card or something like that and see if you want to look and see what I spent that day. You want me to look?
No.
Okay.
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
That would be helpful.
Okay. So I remember what happened. Then I realized I had to go back to Petco. That's why we turned around and came back, because I started off. I bought 2 outfits, maybe 1 or 2, and then I came back in Petco, and I got the rest of the outfits that were on there, because I was like, I'll go 2 more for this price. So I did go back to Petco twice. So I'm sure you'll see that.
How long in between did you go?
Let's see, if we left at 10 something, it's like a 30-minute drive from Lorson Ranch-ish. So if I got there, got gas, got Starbucks, maybe I was there at 11-ish. I don't want to say a time.
I'm saying, so you go to Petco the first time, and then how long in between the first visit and the second visit to Petco?
Can I give you that, like, looking up?
A guesstimate, or
maybe an hour?
Maybe an hour?
Maybe.
Do you have, like, any tracker apps or anything on your phone? Because I know, like, for me, I have that Life 360, and it'll tell me.
Want me to show you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It'll tell me, what my short trips are. It'll even tell me if I walked somewhere. It's freaking awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I just get tracked by Google. I have Android phone, so it just tells me.
My family likes to know where I'm at, so
I do that to Harley, because Harley, was the only child, and then her father was killed, so it's always like she and I, and like she was like really all I had until I got remarried or whatever. So I kind of like do maybe a little overboard of stalking. I'm like, where's
you know what,
see that right now? I'm like, all right, let's see.
Do you have the one with the subscription? I'm like trying to figure out if I should get that or not.
I don't. She always says something about purchasing it, because she said it would tell if
like
you
the crash detection.
Right, that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
And she was saying that it was kind of like how the Apple Watch would do if you had a crash detection. It would alert authorities. They'll say, okay, I don't know if this is like a service thing, but it's on. I would say, I'm waiting on it. I would say hour-ish, because I'm a very indecisive person when it comes to like shopping. So I had to go back to make my mind up. I can leave it right here, but it's loading. I think, maybe.
Can I see it? Maybe it'll give me better reception over here.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Do you have a password or something? I can put it in.
No, I put it in my fingers.
Okay. Sometimes this corner, if you hold it up high, it'll.
Because I know people watching. I want them to have my passcode in, and they'll know our code for a lot of stuff. All right, here we go.
Is it working?
No.
Oh, that corner is like typically the sweet corner.
Hold it up here.
Yeah. We can set it down here. Just see if it kicks on.
Okay.
Okay, so you make the second trip to go back and buy more outfits.
Mhm.
And then, where do you go from there? Is Gannon still telling you that he wants to, like, lay down? How's he doing?
He was, something happened.
There you go. See, I told you this was a sweet corner.
It says purchase could not be completed. I didn't purchase anything. It says purchase cannot be completed.
Huh.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never had that pop open before. The purchase could not be completed. Please try again later. Well, I mean, we tried.
I guess
It says
getting
to access
a signal, so.
Their free membership includes 2.
How long have you guys had that app?
Oh God. Since she started driving, for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe a long time.
Because
Yeah.
I want to say, like, it's never had me do a purchase.
He just says get more history. It didn't even ask me to put anything in purchase because the purchase could not be completed.
That's bizarre.
That is bizarre.
You didn't hit anything. I didn't hit anything. Okay. So you go back to Petco the second time. Does Gannon, these places that
Sorry, I was going to say, it says crash detection disabled. Does that mean I don't have the...
Yours looks different than mine does. And you don't have a subscription?
Like, it gives me, but it sends me all the alerts, like, it says, like, Harley arrived home.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get those too.
Yeah.
If you have certain places set, like
No,
work
I get them
or
with
home.
Yeah, well, I get the work at home, but it'll say completed a 4-mile drive, completed a 15
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying? Like,
I think we might have different versions because mine is
Okay.
Android. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, when you and Gannon are out running around to these places and you know, getting your gas and your coffee and
Right.
Petco a couple times, and does he go into the stores with you?
No,
or?
but I parked, and I know you're going to see this, so I'm going to just say that I parked on the front, and, like, I don't know if you'll probably, if you see the Petco cameras, I'm in the, can I show you?
Sure.
I'm in the store a lot of times walking back to the front door doing this. And my point of doing that is because I was making sure that I didn't see him, like, you know, if he needed something or, like, getting out or whatever. And he stays in the car, like, Albert lets him stay in the car all the time with, like, if, like, Lena's in the car, he'll be like, it's okay, stay here, sit here, buddy, we'll be right back. Didn't think anything of it because he had his Switch with him, and he was playing his Switch.
Did he know what store you were in?
Yeah, Petco.
So, like, if he needed you or
Right.
whatever else.
Right, but and I did keep walking to the door.
Sure.
So several times, and I'm pretty sure I did it on the second visit too, walking back to the door just to make sure. You know, like if he was like, oh, you know,
Sure.
like I need you or whatever.
Sure.
So yeah, you can see that on there. So do you need to know like what I did in there, or you just, or
So you're just in there shopping, and then
it wasn't even a long shop. Like,
okay.
Like it wasn't.
And then you come back out, and then where do you go?
So I know we were right in that area, like different places, but I don't think I stopped anywhere else specific to get anything other than Starbucks. I made a wrong turn, and then the 2 times at Petco, and I was looking for Marshalls, but
After the second time at Petco, did you go anywhere?
I think after that Petco is when we started to head home.
Okay, so you go home,
And I want to give you like an accurate of that if I pull this up, because I feel like right after Petco we went home. I don't
Sure.
want,
If you want to try and bring it up.
Yeah, I don't want you to think that I missed a stop or something. And I will tell you, on the way there, we stopped at. We did stop and get gas somewhere.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was on the way there or way home.
Do you remember what station?
But we did stop
Shell,
and get gas.
7-Eleven.
Here,
Come
I
and
can
go.
on it. If you gotta go.
I hate to do this. Yeah, I need to run out. I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Okay. It shouldn't take me very long, hopefully. But please continue talking with Detective Houston, and then whenever
Okay.
I get done with that, I'm gonna come back in and we'll get back on again. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this up too, and it's a little
Okay. Sure. The USA app is being slow too.
Is it my phone?
I don't. You can try that corner again. It might. This floor is a little.
Okay, so let's unpack here real quick because the tone is about to shift. Right now, she is the center of attention. They are hanging on every word, obviously pretending they believe her, but she has them captivated. She is the center of attention. She gets to tell her story. We've already seen that she doesn't directly answer questions. She dances around them and goes off topic. She's hesitant with her phone already, and she's already been presented with a couple things that she claims to have proof of, but then hesitates when she realizes she can't actually prove what she's saying. Now, I give props to these investigators because I think they kind of played into her narcissistic, grandiose, I'm the victim, this has happened to me, I have all the answers kind of attitude that she's going on there. But once the detective walks out and she's left with only the one, she's really going to amp up the dramatics, and you're going to see even more of what we've already seen so far.
Weird. So, after you guys left Petco, so did you buy something there that time, or?
The second time, yes.
Okay.
And I know she kept asking me about what was Gannon doing, what was he, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to say this about getting back.
Okay.
So everyone has been, about this whole thing about camera footage and this happened because we didn't see this or didn't see this. So I'm very sorry.
What do you mean, everyone?
So, my whole family is being harassed. My mom is being threatened to be killed. My daughter is being stalked. That's why it took me a while to get here, because I had to put some safety measures in for her own well-being.
Okay.
And my family from back home is being threatened. People are saying they're sending people after them.
Okay.
All those things. So, there's always a world of people making situations and saying, let's be a good person, but then threaten someone else.
Okay.
And so, being aware of that's what was going on. So, in between all that and all these people were sending me messages that people were saying and blah blah blah. I didn't respond to any of them. During all that, there was something along the lines of someone checked neighbors 2 doors down or something, camera footage, and never saw anyone do this or that. I don't know, specifics. But my point behind telling you that is, if this is what you guys, and I'm not saying this is what you're basing stuff on, but if this is what you're basing stuff on, is in this day and age, timelines, security, things like that, you will see on somebody's security, Gannon and I run to the car at 10-something that morning and we're returning at 2-something.
Okay.
So I remember specifically in the truck, I pulled it right in front of the ring. And
Your ring?
Yes, but we don't have a subscription.
Okay.
But according to these neighbors who can see all the way to the truck every day,
okay,
they should be able to show you during those time frames that we run in, we run out, he runs back in, or whatever.
Okay.
And then,
so you leave around 10-something, and then you get back around 2-something.
I feel like it was 2:35, 2:25, 2-something.
Okay.
Because I knew I had to be back in time to do a couple things, and then I knew Lane would be coming there, I knew Harley would be getting off work, yada, yada, yada. So that was my whole thing. So, going on from there, Gannon goes inside, I think first, I don't want to misquote myself, but I'm pretty sure he ran in first, and I had the bags for Petco and all that stuff in my hand. Now,
Which store did you guys use?
We always go in through the garage if we, typically, if we park, on the front part of the yard or things like that.
Sure.
So we go in through the garage.
Okay.
He goes in through the garage. I go in. I'm getting ready to put up the things, stuff like that. And this is where it got. I made a mistake. This is it.
Okay.
So as we got inside, I heard something, but I didn't think anything about it because I thought, maybe Gannon was doing something. Maybe we were like doing whatever, and the guy was in there. And I gave him the code.
The guy from the...
Yeah, it's all my fault. Because I gave him our code to fix the carpet.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have.
Okay.
And he... He was inside. I noticed when I had like walked in and I saw our we have like a little bookshelf thingy. I keep my shades in there too, but we also have like our guns and stuff. I saw it was open, but in my mind I thought maybe I left my shades or whatever.
Your like sunglasses?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't think anything of it when I heard the noise, and I just started walking downstairs. But I didn't walk downstairs with like a gun or anything like that. So I started walking downstairs, and then when I walked downstairs, I hear something again. Well, at that point in time, Gannon was on the sofa, and I saw him, and I heard something again, and I walked on around to where so Gannon's room is here,
Okay.
and then there's a storage closet here.
Okay.
And I heard something, and so I walked to the storage closet to open the storage closet, and when I do, it's him. And he was standing in there, and he had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes.
Okay.
He had one of the guns.
Okay.
And I was terrified.
Okay.
So terrified. And then he just knocked me down and like towards Gannon's room. And he was hitting on me. It was like hard, like on the ground. And he was trying to like rape me, and I told her. And I said, I have to tell you about this.
Okay.
And like, I from there on was like in a blur because I was trying so hard because Gannon had a table in his room, and I went back and hit my head on it. It's like with him, Gannon runs inside the room and like tries to like be helpful, do something, whatever. And from there, it was kind of like a blur. Everything else that was going on, because I was just like crying and I was freaking out, and I swear to God, I don't know what happened from there. I really don't know what had happened from there. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And I'm just like, in the moment thinking, I had like these memories of like, wow, like the thing was open, he had the gun, and I didn't remember what happened from there, and so I kind of like blacked out just a little bit, and so all these things are going through my mind as I'm blacked out. I don't know if like, I know he was like, when Gannon was like trying to get on him, I know he was like moving Gannon, and like, and it was just all like so like a cycle to me, and so I'm like out of it for a little bit, just for a little bit, and then from when the time I woke up, I say woke up, but like I kind of blacked out a little bit, and I immediately like freaked out. I was like, I couldn't find Gannon. I was like, the guy was still in the house. Lena was on the way. I didn't know where Gannon was at because I was calling for Gannon. I thought he was hiding. Like I legit thought he was hiding in like maybe the other closet that was on the other side, the other, whatever. I thought he was hiding. Like I was so scared. So I run up the stairs because I hear that, I know it's like almost time for Lena, and I hear that the Ring app had like an alert for someone at the front door, but it could have been just like Amazon or something driving by because there was nobody at the front door. And then I run back downstairs because in my mind I was like thinking, where's Gannon? And I didn't want to leave and like run outside and scream and go crazy because I did not know where he was at the time. And everybody says to me, like, because I told Albert and them about it, and they're like, why didn't you like run to go get help? And I didn't want to leave to go get help, and I was terrified because I know Albert would kill me because Gannon was still in there. So then when I get downstairs, he has the gun, and he has Gannon, and I'm sitting there like freaking out, like, okay, what do you want me to do? Blah blah blah. So Lena does make it to the door at this time, and then so I go upstairs because I know that he was like, don't say anything, because I didn't know if someone thought like it was a cop or if someone heard something, or I didn't know anything. So my thought process was, if I say anything, Gannon's down here, I need to just be as cool as possible at like, because we order things at Amazon like all the time, books and things like that. So it was Lena. So the reason I sent Lena away was because I wanted her to be safe too. So I sent Lena on a mission to go get like the mail. Lena, it never gets the mail. No, nothing like that. I sent her on a mission to go get the mail.
Okay.
And so I just started making up random things for Lena to go do. And I looked at Lena and I said,
she was standing there. I was like, just stay gone for a little while, because I didn't want her coming back, and then that's, like her in a stress in the situation as we were too. So like in my mind, I think if I say anything, if I do anything, I just didn't know what to do. I was in complete panic. So I go back downstairs again, and I'm like pleading and like talking and like all these things going on, like just back and forth with him. And why are you doing this? Why did you hurt us? Why are you doing these things? And then it just started being like a hustle and puzzle, like back and forth. And I don't even remember how it kept going for, like maybe I say 5 or 10 minutes, but I don't know if it was that long. And then he was like on top of me again, and then I kind of lied out again because he just hit my head again.
Oh, really?
And then and then I was on the table that was inside, like in between there's a red and blue table in there.
Okay.
He like forced me in there again, and he was trying to do it again, and I was just like losing my mind, like completely. Like Albert's sister was raped. And so like in my mind I kept thinking Albert's gonna be like I'm nothing, and I shouldn't have been thinking about that. I shouldn't have been, but I was, and that was all I could keep thinking about, like was like Albert was gonna be upset, Gana's over here, Lena's coming, and all these emotions are running through there. And then he asked me to give him a suitcase, and I gave him a brown suitcase, and then he hit me on the head again, and it's like right here. He just kept like hitting me right there like that.
Okay.
And so then he did that, and then I blacked out again. I was having a panic attack. And then I don't know what happened from there. I really don't. I don't know. I just know that I did lie. I did. When they came, I did say, again, and left, whatever. You know that.
Okay.
But he never did. He never left to go play. I just didn't know what to do, and I panicked in the moment, and I didn't want Albert to be like trying to hurt us, because we kind of get in a lot of fights. Yeah. And I just want that's the only reason that I made up the lie, is because I knew that I didn't want to face the consequences of trying to explain to him all that was going on, because he was saying to me, "You're trying to make this about you. This is not about you," and I knew all those things because I've lived in it, and so I panicked, and I just told a story, and I was going to try to think of like, a plan, and I'm sorry that it might have delayed, like looking for Gannon, but I do not know where Gannon was. I do not know. I do not know his whereabouts from that point on, but it was still in the same time frame that I gave you guys. So there was no contradictory to that same time frame, because it still was about 4 o'clock.
Okay, so go over the time frame with me. What was the time frame?
It had to be around like 4.
Okay.
Ish, because Harley gets off at 4:30.
Okay.
And so Harley had just gotten home, or no, was on her way home or something, and my phone was like alerting. I knew Harley was on her way home, and I was gonna tell Harley when she got there. I was going to be like, "Look, this is what happened. We need to get help. We need to call 911." And all I kept thinking about was, it's going to be my fault. Because I gave him the code. He brought the carpet. He did all that.
Okay.
And
did he fix it?
No, I had already cut it.
Oh,
He brought the big roll of carpet. It's at the house. He brought that.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
where's that at the house?
It's in the back storage room.
Okay. Is that the one that he was hiding in?
Huh?
Is that the storage room that he was in?
Yes.
Whenever you went down there?
Yes. I put the carpet back in the storage room. The reason I put the carpet back in there because it was laying like in the like. So the storage room was right here. It had fallen over at some point when all this was going on. So I picked it up and put it back, like on the thing. I rolled it up.
Oh.
It wasn't all the way rolled out, but it was like somewhat rolled out through the commotion, and I rolled it back up and put it in the inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So the time frame is that 4 o'clock is whenever.
I don't want to tell you exactly 4. I don't like saying that because
about
I don't
4
want
o'clock
you.
was whenever. Yeah. We can say about.
Okay.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
So,
did Harley come home? Or?
Yeah, Lane is still out and about. Harley's home, comes home or whatever. I'm pacing the house, like, trying to think of a plan of, like,
what do I do? And I should have, like, immediately, like, gotten on the phone, did whatever. But all I kept thinking about was, it's all my fault. It's my fault because Albert's going to say to me, you gave some stranger access to our home. You know, this is all on you. And in my mind, I thought I could fix it. Like, in my mind, I thought I could fix this. And I don't know why I thought that. That was a horrible decision-making process. But it also was in a very emotional state that in normal situations, people can say all they want. I will call, I would do this, I would do this. But if you're not in a situation, everybody handles things differently.
Sure.
And I was making an irrational decision in a panic situation when I should have immediately, being an educator, being all these things, it should have been one of those things where it was immediate, know how to answer. And you might think, this girl's going to want to be a flight attendant. She's got to be able to think fast. It was not that easy in the moment because my mind was in so many directions that I could fix it. I literally thought I was going to fix it.
Sure.
And that was where it went from there. So I was going to tell Harley. I didn't tell Harley. I paced around the situation and was thinking, okay, if I don't have any kind of like information, like if I don't have a plan in my brain by a certain time, that's when I'm going to call authorities.
Okay.
And so that's how.
So you had like predetermined a time that you were going to call if you hadn't figured anything out?
Well, I didn't come up with a specific time, but in my brain I kept saying, okay, I got to act soon. But I knew that, you know, I'm like thinking by 6:30, like I need to make a good decision because what am I going to tell the girls? Because they're going to be like, you know, like where's Gannon, da da da. Like because we were going to all go eat sushi, so that was where that time frame would have been like, what am I supposed to do? Go get in the car and be like, Gannon's not going with us. I couldn't keep going on and on with the irrational decision of not calling 911.
Okay.
And I had to stop the decision.
So what happened? So tell me what happened as it went on.
So I called 911.
Okay.
And they said, hey, sorry, you know, this is not an emergency. You have to call this other line.
Okay.
So I called the other line, and it was a 4-hour wait for them to get there.
Okay.
So 4 hours later, they came. I'm still in a panic set. I'm like, these people are, nothing I say is going to solve this situation. So I did say that getting left at this time. Again, I've admitted it's a very rational decision because it could have been more helpful to be honest and say, this is the description, here's who we're looking for, instead of like the situation being like, he was gone. And that was horrible. I shouldn't have done that because I panicked. And I need to make a decision.
Okay.
You know. And so from then on, that's when you guys came. They came through, asked me questions. They searched the house, every room, flashlights, you know, whatever. They went outside in the garage. They searched my car. Blah 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 blah.
Okay. And was Harley there at this time?
When they did the searches? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because she had it took like 4 hours. So it was like later in the night that this had happened.
Okay. So when you say they searched your car, which car did they search?
Like the car, my car, like the black car.
The black car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like so there was like 6 or 7. And then one of those deputies that responded to the scene, he came around with a flashlight and he like searched like everything up and down every room, would ask me questions like, would this wallet be here? Would this be here? You know, like, would this be here? Would this be here?
Sure, trying to figure out what's normal, what's not normal.
And I put everything back in order. Like, like I told you I moved the carpet. You know, I fixed the situation because I was being stupid, and I should have told them what had really happened. Okay. And so he went through everything. He went through the outside. He went through the car. He went through the trunk. He went through everything.
Like he actually got into the car?
He wanted my ID.
Okay.
And he asked me, he said, do you mind if I look around? He looked in the garage. He opened my car. In fact, he left my car to open because the next morning the back door was open.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he went in the car doors. I mean, I'm sure you guys have a record of who was in there. But he opened the car, opened up the trunk. He looked through the bags that were in the trunk. He looked through everything in the garage, the bags, whatever were here, came back in. He did the same thing, and you know, like in different parts.
So he's trying to be like really thorough.
Yeah, like trying to be really, really thorough. He was going through every part of the house.
Okay.
And he asked me, is anything missing? And it was the truth. There was nothing missing because I did take the gun that he had. I did put the gun back.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Let's pause here, if for nothing more than just a break from her lies. But remember, she's an intelligent, educated woman. Although her words and her actions and her demeanor are not reflecting that, in my opinion. And her emotions are like a light switch, crying, upset, devastated, to matter of fact. And no, believe me, I'm telling you the truth. I'm the victim here. And in my experience with all the videos and things that I've watched with SA victims, I don't feel like she's showing the same kind of triggers, demeanor, things of that nature. But again, that's just my opinion. Not only that, but this childlike, well, I lied the first time, but now I'm telling you the truth. And the whole, they were scared of Al. They were scared of how he would react. That's why everything was such a big deal, and such how it happened the way it happened. They're scared of him, so they have to replace the carpet. She's scared of him and her being a bad mother and him saying she did something wrong. So that's why she covered everything up and cleaned everything up. I think that statement right there is a little truer than what she meant it to be, because I do believe that she had faults as a stepmother. And I do believe, after listening to this lady, that he did see signs. He may not have known that there was any kind of abuse, but I think he did know that she wasn't everything he thought she would be.
Okay. So was there anything else that happened on Monday? Like, did you talk to Harley about it, or Lena?
About what I told you?
Mm-hmm.
No, I told them the first situation.
Like what you told our dispatch?
Right.
That, and that was that Gannon went to go play at a friend's house?
Right.
And do you remember the friend's house name?
I never gave anyone a name or anything at all.
Okay.
And also, too, like, I didn't want to leave out any key points or whatever.
Sure.
I had my headphones on because when I was, like, upstairs when it all started, I had my headphones on, so my headphones were still on through the whole scene. So that's why, if you ask me, like, where... Like, did you hear any noises? Did you hear anyone leaving? Did you hear the alarm go back off? I had my headphones still on. They were still on my head.
When you came inside the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like I had my headphones still on when I came inside the house. Like, not coming in the house with them, but like in the house. When I went downstairs, I still had my headphones on.
Okay.
Yeah, like I did like this.
Sorry, okay, so help me understand.
Yeah.
So when you came into the house, you didn't have them on, but then you had them on when you went downstairs?
Yeah, because I came in doing like a normal... I would get ready to listen to music. I was going to work out thing.
Oh, okay.
So I you move on back and forth.
What kind do you have?
Like I have Beats audio.
Like the ones that go over, or like they come in?
Yeah, the ones that
okay.
go, like they kind of like smash your head in or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always have to
I always have to
on
your head.
I always have to like move them, like back and forth and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what I was doing, like moving them when I was like, do I hear something?
Okay.
Because it's kind of like I heard something, but I wasn't sure that I heard something at all, and that's when I started going downstairs.
Okay. And are they like noise canceling or anything like that, or ambient sound, or do they just do like play regular music?
I mean, I think it would be noise canceling, right? Because that would be...
I don't know. I think you can get them either way.
That would be Beats. I'm not sure.
I think you can get them either way.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you knew.
Yeah, I don't know. We have two different pairs, and the one, like, we have two different, and I know one of them is like the push, like push in kind or whatever, and the other one doesn't push in as much, and I have the ones that like kind of push in a little bit. So
okay.
that might
you have two different pairs?
No, Albert, I'm saying like we have two
as a family.
Yeah.
Okay. So which ones were you wearing?
Mine.
Okay, which color are those?
I feel like they're like a rose gold, or maybe like a matte gold, or...
Okay. And what color are Albert's?
Black and red, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. We just want to make sure that, like if we see them or whatever again, then we know which ones are yours and which ones are his. So that it's like, if you said that that your head got hit and stuff like that, and we'll go back to that a little bit, but maybe if he like touched them or something like that, then we want to make sure that we get the right ones, right?
Right.
Okay. So was there anything else that happened Monday, like after the deputies left or anything like that?
No, so I went out to my car that morning because I knew that Albert was going to fly in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so a normal like routine, you know, like I got up, whatever. I got in my car, drive my car, blah blah blah, to pick it up, and I decided to come back because it was too early. His flight wasn't coming in till 8:53.
Okay.
And I was going to like honestly just drive. I had to think in my brain, you know, I was like, this is the best thing, but I didn't. I just drove down the street, came back.
And that was in your black car?
Mhm.
Okay. And then you ended up picking him up later?
Yeah.
And you took your black car to do that?
No, yes. So what happened is I took my black car, but I sent him a message earlier and I said, hey, is it okay if we get a rental car?
Okay.
And he said yes. I have a leased vehicle, so you can only put like 1,000 miles on it, and I'm like pretty anal about, you know, like I don't want to go over and that type of thing.
Okay.
So his car is very expensive on gas, so I did get a little economy car, and I knew we'd be driving around everywhere because everybody was like searching, and in my mind I was like freaking out because I'm going to be blamed because I gave someone our codes and our home, and so I was like, I know we're going to drive everywhere all day, so I was like, I'm going to get a rental car.
Okay.
So I did, and so I got my rental car, and I left my black car at the airport.
You left it at the airport?
Right, because I had to have a way to, like, I didn't walk, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Albert asked me where my car was at, and I told him it was at French. The reason I told him that is because Albert and I get in a lot of fusses about this whole working and changing career thing that you guys, I told you about in the beginning, and that was like a personal situation that I didn't want to fuss with him about, you know, like the work from me. That's what I told him.
Okay.
So that's why he thought it was at French, but it was my way of, so he thought that he knew I had to go get my stuff from French because I stopped working there. And that's kind of, I wanted it to go with the story because I wasn't ready yet to tell him I wasn't returning at all to education. It just wasn't.
Okay, so he doesn't know that yet.
Well, he knows that, like, I'm a bit of a flight attendant, and then, oh, never mind, I can't do it because...
So right here, she does this a lot. She contradicts herself a lot. And she doesn't even realize she's doing it. And can we talk about Petco? I mean, if you're going to try to lie to cover up a crime, really? I mean, her story of where they went, knowing Gannon was sick, that doesn't even work either. I mean, there are just so many red flags. It is, you could write a book on the red flags in just this interview alone, let alone her herself.
I've been back and forth. You're going to go from making almost, I make like $60,000 to, I think they make like $18 to $20 an hour, but you can only do so many things, like reserve shifts, you got my crash pads. So I'm back and forth on something I really want to do and the money. So I went back and forth with him on that, and that was just one of those things where I just wasn't prepared to be like, oh, you're gonna be a teacher again. Oh, you're gonna do this again. Oh, you're back at the school again. Blah blah blah. You know.
Okay.
So you're back at subbing again. So
you drove to the airport in your black car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time did you do that?
His flight landed at 8:50 something. So I got there in time to park my car, and then I walked up to the thing, and he was coming down the escalator, and then I go over to budget, and I, get the rental car. He's sitting on the little corner over here, waiting on his bags. And we walk out, we get the car, we leave.
Okay. And so, where did you park your car at the airport? Do you remember?
In the short-term parking, maybe about like middle. Okay. It's a long, like the short-term is it goes from. You got the rental cars, the section here, section, so I went to like the farther section and maybe like over here.
Okay. Okay. And then, but you're in your black car this morning.
Right.
Okay.
Because I had to turn the rental car back in.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you picked your car up this morning?
No. So I took the rental car back last night because I didn't know what time situation, he's upset with me for not telling you guys first so that you know, it could have been a quicker search or whatever the case may be. So I didn't know, like, I thought we were going to have to stay, you know, like at a hotel or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I parked my car. My Harley picked me up because I was going to get a room at the hotel.
Okay.
And so I thought you guys knew that because there were sheriffs there this morning. So.
Well, people are working different pieces,
Yeah.
and so I just want to make sure that while we're talking that I have all of the information, right? So if I ask you something that you feel like has already been covered before, I'm not trying to be a brat or anything like that. Yeah. I just want to make sure we have everything, we're all on the same page with everything. Right. Okay. So you drove the rental car back last night, early this morning.
It was last night. It wasn't that late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Harley picked you up, and you left your car at the airport still?
No. Okay, so I drove the rental car back, got in my car, left. Okay, so I didn't have anywhere to go because they're fussing at me, and people are everything's going on in the searches and things like that. So I didn't really have anywhere to go, and some of my stuff was at home, so I didn't have a card to get gas. I didn't have anything like that. So I was basically like just, like going somewhere, parking, like trying to stay warm because it got a little bit cold or whatever. Sure. So finally I gave in and was like, Albert, look. And he was like, I need you to tell me the truth. And that's when I started messaging her that hey, Wood, I'm going to come home and I'm sorry. I'll tell you exactly what happened. It's all my fault because I should have let everyone know that I gave someone the code. And I tried to replace the carpet. So at that point, I leave my car at the hotel, which was near Harley's work. Okay. And Albert was like, you guys coming? And I said, yes. We're on our way. I leave my car at the hotel the entire night, and leaving Harley's car. We stay at home last night, and then I come back with Harley when she came to work this morning, and I walk over to the hotel.
Okay. So had you gone and gotten a hotel room and then changed your mind and decided to stay home, or you just parked your car?
No, I parked my car because I was going to get a hotel. And my thought process was if we got in Harley's car and went home, and I didn't want people like his ex-wife is there, I didn't want people like no the domestic type situations like going on, just me, myself against like her family and that type of thing. So my plan was we'll just come back here and stay at the hotel if we have to. Sure. So that was the whole point of me leaving my car there.
Okay. Do you remember which hotel it was?
Yes, it's the IHG, the Holiday Inn that was right there.
Holiday Inn?
Yeah, and again, that's where the police were at all morning, where my car was at.
We were?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been something separate, but I just assumed because when I got in my car to pick it up, I'm just like, hey, at the one at Center Point.
Center Point, so over by like the movie theater and stuff like that. Okay. And it was sheriff's cars or CSPD cars?
El Paso, whatever. White and maybe green, white and something.
Okay.
I just assumed they were there because you guys knew my car was there, but I parked it there because we only drove one car in case we came back. We had to stay at the hotel, so. Okay. So yeah, it was parked there. Okay. And then I picked it back up this morning. So.
You picked it back up this morning? Yeah. And then you came here, or did you go anywhere first?
No, I was just driving around because I was on the phone trying to figure out situations for, like, my mom was getting, like I told you, was getting all those messages. So I wanted to, like, talk to them because they were freaking out and I hadn't been able to talk to them in the last 24 hours. So at that point, my mom was like really worried that I hadn't told her why are these people, sending her death threats, and so at that point in time I had to make that decision to focus on making sure my mom knew, like, hey, listen, don't respond to, anything people say, and that type of thing.
So I did have one question. I know, like, and it was probably really frustrating. I know your husband was upset and stuff like that too. Like we took a long time to get out there for, I guess we were under the impression that it was a runaway or whatever. Right. So it took longer to you guys. But in the meantime, like when we did get out there was like all these people out in the neighborhood and like stuff going on in Facebook and stuff like that. How did that happen? Like,
Albert had someone else start talking on Facebook, one of the kids' moms. Okay. So she like initiated something on Facebook, and then of course all the people comment on it.
Okay.
Because the community page is a quite active page for anything.
Okay. I didn't know if like you had posted something or if Albert.
Not originally. He had the girl Cambria
Okay.
to post an original post initially, and then.
Okay. Is that like a friend of your guys's or?
That's one of the kids, Braden's mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I want to go back a little bit.
Okay.
Just to kind of.
I think I could like use the restroom really fast.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
I didn't get to eat all this. Do I have to be like? Is it?
No, we're coming back. We're
Okay,
gonna
I
come
was
back
gonna say,
in
was
here.
it like a long-term process or something like that?
No, you can just leave everything wherever it is, and we don't have to like clean up anything or anything like that. And I'll just show you where the restroom is.
Okay.
Do you want to leave that here or
What?
your hot pocket?
Oh,
you don't want to take it to the bathroom, right?
Oh yeah, sure. I don't know. Got my social out. Hey. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I know. I can't because he'll lose his job. If he loses his job, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. It wouldn't work out that well. Yeah. I know. I'm not going to do that because Albert will lose his job. Okay. Alright, love you too. Bye.
Sorry, I didn't know you were on the phone.
It's okay.
Okay, so right here again, her emotions shift super duper fast from the crying upset on the phone to it's okay when the detective walks in. I don't know who she was talking to, but am I the only one that feels like that was a fake phone call? Because she knows that they're recording and watching her inside that room. I could be wrong. That is totally speculation. But with all the lies, stories, and manipulation, it would not surprise me if she wasn't on the phone with anybody, if that was totally fake.
Sorry, you know, a little caffeine. Okay. So I just want to back up with you. We kind of have like a good overview of everything, but so we can start really narrowing down to try and find Gannon and everything else like that. I just want to try and get some more specific stuff on everything.
Yeah.
So I did write some stuff down. Okay. So, so going back to the, just a little bit to the fire part, you said that Gannon had some stuff on his arms. What part of his arms was that?
My, I don't remember, like the inner area.
You just point to like wherever
Like
it was.
in this, like in the inner area like this.
Okay, so like right here?
Yeah, but like the burns were like not like you're thinking like round burns. It was more of like, not like burns that are like this, right here. It was more of not necessarily burns, but like a little bit of like skin, like it was like skin peeling, like in lots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that was like on his left arm, his right arm?
It was on both arms.
Oh.
Like not like him pushing him on the fire, but like you know, like I was just trying to get the fire out,
Okay.
and he was like hanging off the side of off the side of the sofa.
And he was still asleep?
No, he was like saying my name, like he was alert, like what's going on, because he had just like woken up.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was not having a full conversation with me, but as in just like calling my name, and he's like, I'm so sorry. He kept saying he was sorry. He didn't mean to do it. Daddy's been grounded me for a year. So it was him thinking, oh my gosh, shoot, like kind of like waking up being like, oh shit, I just made a mistake, like we would say in the mind of a kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Okay. So the next day, you go to, like, you're trying to figure out how to get this carpet fixed. And you said that you had already, you cut the carpet?
I cut the carpet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you use to cut the carpet?
I had Albert has like these tools that are like wood working tools, like chisels and I don't know the specific name of the ones, but they're like a little saw things. And I just like took the carpet and did like this.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't necessarily saw it, but I just kind of was like, they're very sharp tools. He has a lot of woodworking tools and stuff in the garage, so I just took one of those things. It's got like a handle and.
What color? You know, like, can you describe?
Because I tried with the box cutter, but I couldn't, like, it wasn't like deep enough to like really pull whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I tried a couple times with a box cutter. I feel like it kind of like started the process, but then I had to get like a stronger object or whatever.
Okay.
To do it.
Okay, sure. So you cut the carpet, and then you guys are gonna go try to figure out how to like get this fixed or whatever else. So you said that you went over to like where some new construction is. Do you remember? Can you tell me more about that?
I'm not familiar with the area. I mean, I could, if you want me to drive you there, or whatever. I don't know, like, they give you street names if that's what you're asking.
That's fine. But can you just describe it for me a little bit better?
Okay, so like the school, there's the school in the back, and so there's a bunch of new builds that are in the area right near the school.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember, like, when you went to the new builds and stuff like that, was it, like, the first house in, or, like, 12 houses in, or how far in did you have to go?
It was a couple, but I'd rather just go show you, because you're going to quote me on me telling you an estimate of the number, so I can give you an accurate description of which house it was.
Okay. Well, for now, let's go with what you kind of remember. Like, do you remember, did you have to drive far in there, or just a short distance?
I don't know what you mean by, like, far in there.
Like, into where the new builds are.
So they're all, like, you just go around. It's just, like, in loops.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're asking. Like,
okay.
How far.
Sure.
I mean, I could show you. I just don't know your terms of distance that you're asking me. Like.
Okay. Well, I guess, like, so you're saying that they're, like, in a loop or whatever?
No, the whole area is in, like, there's loops, there's streets, there's, you know, like, different sections of the new build.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's, like, I can show you, because you're going to quote me on me giving you hand motions and things like that, and that's not fair to me being on a conversation. That's just not fair. Okay. And I'm sure if I had a attorney here, he would say we're going to go show instead of just giving you something that would be an estimate.
So you went to the new build, and you found this guy and asked him about...
Yeah, his name was Eduardo.
Eduardo?
He said, or Eduardo, I don't know how to say the Spanish names right, but Eduardo. Okay. Something like maybe I'm saying it wrong, but I heard Eduardo.
With like a G?
Yeah. Like, okay. But it might be a J if it's a Spanish. I'm not sure how they did it, but I'm not Spanish, but Eduardo. Okay. Yeah.
So he said he told you that was his name?
Yeah, he said Eduardo.
Okay.
Yeah. And so maybe about like 5'8", really skinny. He had on a tool belt. Had on like a sweater vest, like a sweater vest, like a cold weather vest. I think it was red. I don't really remember exactly, but he did have blue jeans on, and he had on the combat boots or whatever. I'm assuming in my mind that this was just somebody who was he looked like he was like a legit worker. There was people, like on the houses. There was people working in different areas, so I didn't think it would that he was a legit, not necessarily a contractor, but someone that was going to be able to...
Someone knowledgeable to be able to help you out.
Right. Okay. And I didn't explain to him what had happened. Like, I didn't say, okay, this happened. I said, we need a piece of carpet. Do you have the carpet for this model of home? Okay.
And what did he say?
He said yes, and I was like, do you have the carpet? And I gave him like a hand reference of like the size that I would need, and he said yes, we have a roll for that. They have the I don't know if he said they had all of them have the same in those model homes or the same color. He was saying something along, I don't really know the definition of that, but some certain homes have the same exact thing and everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you might have the same
floor in one, the same, because a lot of the homes are the same every 5 houses or whatever.
Right.
He
So
was
like they
still-
have like 3 or 4 houses that they build over and over and over again.
Right.
Okay. And they put the same finishings in them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was my assumption that I had taken from that.
Okay.
Right.
And so he said that they had it, and then what happened next as far as like him having it?
So
Do you need to get that?
No. It was I just always check it, make sure it's not my garter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're in the way, Mom. So he said he was going to bring the carpet and fix it, and I gave him the code to get into the garage.
Okay. And you had mentioned that you thought maybe you would find somebody that would want to do like a side job or whatever else.
Right.
Like how much did he say he was going to charge you for doing this and for the carpet and stuff like
Right.
that?
So we never had made that just like that conversation. I just said, hey, and I'll give you a small donation. So what I did was I said, okay, I think my ex-husband, Harley's dad, he used to like work in like sheetrock and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind I'm thinking little jobs like this back home would have been like $10 an hour. Here it's probably a little more, like $15, $20 an hour, whatever. And I said, I'll give you a small donation. You didn't ask me earlier about this part, so sorry if we left that out.
No, it's okay.
And I said, I'll give you a small donation. And then in my mind, a donation was going to be $50. So that's exactly, I had cash, and that's exactly what I had was the $50, like on the counter, and I explained that to him, that it would be on the counter. Thank you for, doing it. Make sure the garage is closed. And like I said, you didn't ask me all that, but I did go through a conversation. I just didn't be like, hey, bring a carpet. Here's the
Sure, and that's why we
I
go
didn't want
back.
you to think that because
No, that's why we do
not
this.
what happened. I went through the process of make sure you close the garage back. We have a security system. I told him we had cameras. I talked it up through the conversation
Okay.
to let him know that this is the steps and the processes and stuff like that to follow.
Okay. So let's talk about that conversation a little bit, just because we didn't, and that's why we
Right.
go back and
Right.
get more information and everything else like that. So he says he has the carpet, and then did you ask him like, okay, can I just have the carpet, or did you ask him like, can you fix it for me, or
What do you
or
mean?
did he volunteer to fix it for you?
What do you
or,
mean me just have it? 'Cause
like, did you ask him if he would just give you the carpet, or like?
I was going to be like a package deal, I was assuming. Because it's just like, I wasn't asking for like the carpet for the size room. I gave him like the like the size. So in my mind is he's bringing a scrap like rolls or scraps or whatever. That's already some extra from a job.
Okay. So you didn't ask him to just like bring you carpet so you could fix it. You asked him to come and fix it for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean I had it in my mind to fix it,
Mhm.
but then I was like, you have to measure, and then like, because I changed tools, like one side was going to be like this length, so if you cut it different on that side, and it just was a little out of my I thought process so that I could do.
Okay. Yeah. Have you if you've never done carpet before,
Yeah.
I would imagine that
Yeah.
like trying to patch something would be
Right.
kind of hard,
Right.
especially if you had to
Mhm.
use different stuff to
Yeah.
cut it. Okay. Okay. So he agrees to
Yes.
come to your house to fix it. So you give him the address.
Yes.
Okay.
I went through the whole spiel of here's where it's at, like here's money, how much we do back home. I mean, it was probably like a good 2-3 minute conversation
Okay.
of the specifics that needed to be done. And
Okay.
I did that out of panic because I needed to get it fixed. I didn't want to put it on Craigslist because people say call me or this and they upcharge and we need to replace the whole section and things like that.
And did he tell you like what he would charge you, or did you just say this is how much I'm willing to pay?
No, I just immediately said that I was going to give a donation,
Okay.
like in the terms of I didn't really have a lot to give you, but can you like hook me up? But I kind of was like, can you like hook me up like that?
Okay.
Being more of like a please do this for me, I really need it type. I don't have a lot of money.
Like a favor? type
Yeah,
thing?
I mean, because if he's on the job working and he makes so much an hour and can make an extra $50 that day, that was $150 might turn into $200.
Gotcha.
So in my mind of thinking of doing that was back to the times that Harley's dad would do the same thing. He would be like, don't go pay a subcontractor. Just go get someone who wants to work after hours, or whatever. And so that was my thought process. That'd be cheaper, faster. Someone will come do it right away, and then we're done with the situation.
Okay. So, what did you tell him as far as like how to get into the house and stuff like that?
What do you mean how to get? I just gave him the garage code
Okay.
And I explained where the carpet needed to be replaced. So, I mean,
Okay.
there's no, like, when you enter the home, there's no, like, specifics. You just upstairs, downstairs. That's it.
Okay. So you told him it was downstairs
Mm-hmm.
and kind of the area that it was in, or?
You walk downstairs, you would have saw it.
Okay.
Like, it wouldn't have been, like, you needed to go search for it. I mean, that's
Okay.
common sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't
No,
been
I'm not
there,
saying you
so-
common sense. I'm saying to the person that's common sense, like, oh, there's carpet, you know. Because, see, I had took the rug right here, when I showed the police when they came, I had took the rug and put, like, a piece of carpet that was on it. But the problem with the piece of carpet that was on it was, that was a piece of carpet that was from the outside.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we walk on it, and
It was like an extra piece. That,
Right, and I didn't, I mean, sure, they could have, you know, used the same carpet, but I needed a carpet to fit a specific size, so if someone
Sure.
had extra carpet, then why not go ahead and fix the whole thing, you know?
Sure.
And we could have a little extra roll for, hopefully if there's ever any emergencies or anything like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Because I thought that there would have been some somewhere. Like,
In your house?
right.
Okay.
Because, you know, like, sometimes, you know, like, I know, like, when we had our home, we sold it, we left our, square, what are they called, the hardwood floors? We left, like, maybe, like, 10 little sheets and things like that. So, like, I thought, you know, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, no, I'm just going to go. I hadn't seen anything, so I had to, you know,
Go find
go
it.
find it, yeah.
Okay.
And you act so much differently when you're trying to be impulsive and hurry up and get it done, quick decision, when I probably could have just been like, hey, you know, let's look at something that we have, maybe in the back corner, we could have cut a piece out or something like that, but I didn't want to go messing up another lady's house.
An old lady's house.
Another lady's house. Like,
Oh.
it's her house. Like, the renter, like, the owner, we rent from them.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
rent.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought you guys owned.
No.
Bad. My bad. Okay. So, so you left, so you went there, you said that he was about 5'8".
Yeah.
Okay. What color hair did he
I
have?
say 5, because my husband's 6 foot, just a little bit shorter, skinny, dark hair, like dark hair like mine. You might think I'm Hispanic, so like I'm really brown in the summer, but
I
he
have brown
wasn't-
hair too, that doesn't mean you're Hispanic.
I know, but people always think that. So skin complexion was a lot darker than mine.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know if you want me to give you like a Sephora skin complexion thing, but I would say like middle to tannish
Okay.
color.
And was his hair, like, did it have texture to it? Was it straight? Was it curly?
Well, he had a thing on his head, so it was like a little, I don't know, like a little hat piece or something. And it was just, I can't tell you like a hairstyle because he had like a little brown like strap thing around it, but it was just like almost like jet black hair.
Okay.
But it wasn't like long.
Okay. And then, what was his face shape like?
Maybe like a little chubbier than mine,
Okay.
like more rounded.
Was there anything about his face that like stands out that would help us be able to find him? Like that would we be able to be like, that's the guy right there? Like, did he have?
Well, I would notice there was
tattoos,
like,
or
sounds bad saying, but like maybe like a little bit of.
there like, did he have?
Well, I would notice there was
tattoos,
like.
or-
Sounds bad saying, but like maybe like a little bit of is it craters or like the little holes. I don't say holes. You know, like you know how you can see some people and it's got like a little like holy like skin from the acne.
like acne scars?
Yeah, like scars.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
like,
that's really good stuff.
yeah.
So don't feel
like,
bad about telling.
So like acne, like scars were kind of like present just a little bit there,
okay.
and not bad though, not like super bad, but it could have been like even more like wrinkles or like whatever. But it's just a little section of like right here, but you can tell it was just like from like age or whatever,
Okay.
or maybe even from dryness. I don't know. I wasn't giving him a skin consultation, but I do remember there was like little spots here.
Okay. Did he have any facial hair?
Yes, he had a mustache that went right here, like around in this area, and that was completely it.
Okay.
It went like this here, like the.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to give you this because I don't know how to say the wording.
Okay, just a mustache.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said his hair was like jet black.
Mhm.
Do you remember like could you tell approximately how long it was?
For his hair?
Like, was it long, short?
Yeah, I just told you that. I just said it wasn't long. It was, the belt, like, barely fit around it and, like, flat, like, you know, like little flat pieces here.
Mm-hmm.
So, not bald, but not long. Nothing was hanging on on the shoulders or anything like that.
But it wasn't like a military cut or anything like that?
Yeah, no. Not a military cut or anything at all.
Okay. So kind of like medium length.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, how old do you think he was?
I would say easily late 30s, early 40s.
Okay.
But, and based upon me thinking that too, about the facial structure. You know how you can look at some people's skin and the is it lacticity or whatever, and it's different. So like those little, you could tell that had been there for a while.
Okay.
Almost like it was like a, I don't want to say a sunburn, but almost like you could just tell something had been. That's the very unique feature I just wanted you to have, because that wasn't something that, you know, like, hey, did the person have lipstick? This was, you know, on their face. That's going to be permanent.
Sure. Do you remember seeing any tattoos or any other, like,
no,
large
I didn't remember seeing, I just remember the vest. I didn't see any tattoos. He had on a shirt under the vest. Shirt or jacket.
Okay.
I mean, like, I say under the vest, but, like, you know how you have the vest over and people wear the shirt? Yeah. That's like a Colorado thing, so it's kind of... Yeah.
What color was the jacket? Do you remember?
I just remember the red part, because remember I told you earlier, I was like, I think it's red, but I was talking about this top layer. That
the vest was red.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know if you remembered what color the shirt was that was underneath.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
And then you said he had boots on.
Yeah, he had on like the Rocky boots, or like the construction boots that everybody wears.
Do you remember what color they were?
Yeah, they were that light pink, like a sand.
Okay.
And he had, remember I told you he had the belt thing. I don't know, everybody has a belt, but I just...
You said it was a tool belt?
Yeah, it was like a strap thing that had a pocket that hangs.
Okay.
Yeah. And remember I told you that it was jeans. But I don't remember like a specific color. It was just, oh yeah, you know, you see somebody, you're like, oh, person in a black shirt, person or whatever. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, but the face did stick out, and I wish I was good at drawing, because I'd want you to notice that or whatever. And it was like more rounded, kind of like craters type things.
Sure. And then, and you went through the fact that, so you guys left there and you went to Petco?
Well, we already talked about, I don't know if I got gas beforehand or not, but I told you guys I would be more than willing to give you the information from an exact travel for the route. But we immediately left the Morrison Ranch area, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was, you had said you were going to leave him the cash on the bar. Did you go back and put that there, or were you going to, like, or had you left that there whenever you left? Or?
No. So we have, I always have, like, everything that was in with all the notes and everything like that was in the drawer that sits on this side of the kitchen or whatever.
Okay.
I had cash put in there because I had gotten cash. I was playing the lottery. So I had gotten cash back from the lottery, and I had already laid it out on the counter. My mindset was, the reason I already laid it on the counter was not because I had it predetermined I was going to leave it out for a specific person. I already had it laid out on the counter because I was going to give that money to Harley, because Harley has been paying on the dog, because Chance, we finance him.
Okay.
Like, I say finance him, but she's paying him back or whatever, and we always give her a portion of Chance and a portion of her car payment. So I was going to give that back to her anyway.
Okay.
And so in that moment, I don't even remember when I came in that I checked to see that the whole I left her $100, but I didn't check in the moment if that $100, like when I walked in, I didn't say, hey, there was only 20 there. And my mind wasn't thinking about, you know, like, it was gone, so I thought, you know, okay. But in my conversation,
was that a slip? Because she only had $50 and she was leaving it for Harley, and then she keeps talking and she's like, and I knew I had left her the $100, but I didn't look to see what was there or what wasn't there. So was there $50 on the counter or $100 on the counter? Am I missing something?
With him, here's how much you want to do, donation, blah blah blah. So when I come in, I didn't think to go look to see if he left the remainder of the $100. Like, that just wasn't in my mindset, because You might, because
But it was already there on the counter whenever you had left.
right, and that was just because when Harley got in, I was going to tell her that was usually like I Zilly her money, or like whatever we pay.
You what?
Zilly.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, everyone else does Zilly, like, so it's kind of like Apple Pay or whatever.
Okay.
So usually like I Zilly her money or things like that. But Albert knows this. I haven't had my USAA credit card in such a while, so I didn't have a way to to go get it or whatever. So I had lottery ticket money.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll just use the lottery ticket money that I'd been stashing to go buy new lottery tickets.
Okay. And do you remember, was that, like, when you put it out there, was it like 20s?
Yeah, so
10s?
it's always 10s, and the reason it's always 10s is because I tell myself I'm not playing anything like above the 10 amount.
Okay.
And I go to the save weight all the time and put it in that machine. So
Okay.
if you put more than $10 in that machine, they're going to keep it. And you have to.
Oh, okay.
You have to ask, like, I put a 20 in there. You got to spend 20 in lottery tickets.
Okay. So you had $10 or $100 in $10 bills
Yes.
on the counter when you left.
Yes.
Okay. So you weren't worried. You didn't have to go back to like put that back out.
Okay, she clarified it, but listening to her is just super confusing. It's hard to keep up.
For him before you went out.
Yeah, no, and I
like
didn't
that.
intentionally like leave it out and say, whatever. In my mind when I left, because I didn't know like, hey, what time. I didn't have a specific time. I knew I needed to be back before Lena, but usually Harley gets off at 3:15, so I was assuming she might meet me back home.
Okay.
But she worked. Remember I told you like they were having people having to take shifts and all that, so she ended up working till later in the day.
Sure. Okay. All right. So, and then you come home. Let's talk about what happens when you come home. Okay. And I know that that it can be difficult to talk about. So.
And I didn't want to talk about that part without. I'm one of those people that tries to like not think that mental health is always an issue or like things like that. And in my mind, I was afraid of the whole like, oh, it causes mental health problems, like that type of thing. So,
Sure.
so talking about it, I'm trying to like. Don't think if I'm like emotions, I'm trying to be the blocker to think that I'm not going to let that be a stigma that I'm going to have mental health problems because of this. So that's
No, and what I was going to say is because, I've been a special victims unit detective, and so I've had to investigate different types of assaults and sex assaults and stuff like that with adults and children.
Right.
And so I just kind of want to let you know, and this is, I would let anybody that I was going to have this conversation know that that's what I've experienced with, and that it can be a hard thing to talk about, and that I understand that, and that it can be kind of a sensitive subject, and like people don't always want to say specifics, but for us, like, to be able to document everything and to be able to really pursue it, we have to get into the specifics, and I just want to apologize up front for that because I know it can be uncomfortable. Does that make sense? Are you okay? Do I have to talk about that? I don't want to like mess it. Like I don't want to be dreaming and stuff anymore. I'm sorry, you don't want what? Like dreaming. I don't want to dream anymore about it. I gotta keep saying it. And like in my mind I keep saying it. And I'm trying to block it, and I'm fighting a battle of blocking out exactly everything, Sure. Well,
I mean, if you would just ask, like, and I could say yes or no or something. I just don't want to be like really specific in terms of, are you talking about like, you're going to ask me questions about like.
So what I'd like you to do is start by telling me what you remember hearing whenever you came in that day. And then, and as you walk me through it, I'll have to ask you some questions, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So you, and correct me if I get anything wrong, okay? You had said earlier that whenever you came in, that you thought maybe that Gannon had come into the house first.
I'm almost positive he went into the house first.
And again, our emotions are on a light switch. She's very upset, crying, tears, until she finds out that she doesn't have to talk about it right now. So she's gotten her way. Now her emotions change. She's clear. She's matter of fact. The roller coaster of emotions. I mean, it's never ending.
I had to get the bags that we had purchased.
Okay.
Like the Petco bags.
Sure. And you guys came in through the garage, correct?
I want to say the garage. I'm like 80% that it was the garage because we parked on the front with Albert's truck.
Okay. So you come in through the garage. Gannon has already come inside.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing you remember seeing whenever you come inside?
I usually always go in to think about, hey, I need to let the dogs out. Hey, I need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is my mentality, is to go in to do that. And the alarm could tell if no, it won't, because I had put those things on there. See, that's where the hard part is, because I can't give you the exact time, because yeah, it might. Some of the sensors, remember I told you I had the things going on and we had put the little towel things on them or whatever? Some of the sensors were picking up, but some of them weren't, so I can't give you the exact time. If I went in, I could tell you if I went in and went upstairs or went downstairs first by the motion, but the motion was all off because I had put
towels
right,
on it. You
so,
hadn't pulled those down from the night before yet?
Yeah, in my mind that was not like...
Sure.
Some of them, like the one in the corner, hangs off the side, so it might have picked it up or it might have not. So if it wasn't for that, I could tell you by that, did I go straight in and go straight to the basement? Because it would say, upstairs.
I want to, so with this kind of conversation, it's really all about what you remember and what your perspective is. Okay.
So I remember it was just basically being, normal, because I'm excited. We got, new clothes for the pets, and we're coming in the door, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
The day's halfway through. I knew I had specific responsibilities to continue out through the rest of the night. My brain hadn't said, hey, you need to go check or anything with the money yet, because I just wasn't on that, that direction yet.
Sure.
I was on the direction. I wanted to work out. I wanted to listen to my music. I wanted to just, relax. That was my mindset. So it wasn't to be like, okay, is this here, this here, this here. That type of thing.
Sure.
It should have been, because I gave someone the code to get into our house, but in my experience in Lorson Ranch, it's been that, most everyone has people, they give people their codes and let them come in to fix things, and you can do the Amazon packages and have them delivered inside the door. So I wasn't thinking, I need to run in and check, make sure it's okay. If I felt that I was doing a harmful situation, that would have been my first off, I wouldn't have done it, but second off, I would have went in immediately and been like, did he fix what he's supposed to do? Did he think missing from the home? That would have been my initial thing. So it was a normal, I want to listen to music, I want to work out, I don't know, I might have got something to drink, up and down, dogs, that type of thing. That would have been my, mentality. But I didn't hear anything until I had my headphones on, and I thought, it's one of those things where you thought you heard something, because, the downstairs, if anybody makes any kind of noise, like a boing, it's it echoes really loud.
Oh, really?
It has a loud echo through the vents.
Okay.
So even sometimes, whether you're asking about noise counseling or not, even having things on or not, sometimes it's just the way that, they're sitting on there, you hear something, and that was almost like an echo noise.
Okay.
And that was, and below my room would be that storage room.
Okay.
So
you were in your room when you heard that?
So when I heard that, I don't remember if I was I know I had the headphones on.
Okay.
So I don't remember if I was in the room or walking back and forth, because I had a big speaker box over here, and then either I played the big speaker or played the headphones or however on the big speaker back and forth. So I don't know if I was here, there. Again, I wish I could give you the motion thing, because that would give you a better time, like a 254 to whatever, 255 here, there, like that. But when I heard it, that's when I was just kind of like, oh, did I hear something? Remember, I even told you earlier, I had a couple of times before I even thought that would be of a concern.
Sure. So when you thought you heard something, what happened next?
So I I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 times or whatever that I kind of was like doing this here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, back and forth. And that's when I told you that I, you know, started to walk down the stairs. And I told you that Gannon was on to the right of the area.
Okay.
Like when you walk down the stairs, he was on the right of the area.
Okay.
And the guy was over here.
Okay. And was the guy just out, or?
No, the noise was probably because of like moving around, I guess, or whatever. And the door was like almost not necessarily like a semi-crack, but well, maybe a little semi-crack. I don't know if he was looking out, like like peeking out or anything like that. And so I noticed that someone was right there.
Okay.
And that's when immediately it was just there was no, it wasn't like, hey, how are you? It was, if someone's in your home, they're not there to, when they're not supposed to be doing whatever, they're not there to just be like, talk to you. It was immediate from then on. That it went to that, and Ganna came in,
Okay.
tried to get on.
So
blah, blah, blah.
let's slow all that part down.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you go downstairs, you notice somebody's there. What's the next thing that happens?
So I noticed that he was there, and he had, I told you, when I went in my room earlier, one of the things that I remember triggered, not that triggered, but I thought was odd, but I had my shades, and I remember I told you my doors were open to the cabinet in the room.
Okay.
So I noticed that they were open, so that kind of in my mind was like, did I leave that open? But that also set off the fact of when your brain runs rapidly and you're looking, you're like, oh gosh, that's why that door was open.
Okay.
That
So like you put it together.
right. I put it together very, very quickly, and so that part ran back in my mind. And so immediately when he saw that, he saw me. I don't know if the intentions was to us to come in that soon. I don't know the intentions if it was to do anything, because I don't think the intentions was going to be to like take anything from us. Okay. Because it was he already had on gloves. He already had obtained a gun from our home.
Okay.
Like had already done those things, and immediately it was in attack mode for me.
Okay.
And from there, and I didn't mention to you, I did go in the cabinet because I take a lorazepam for anxiety, and I was like already super anxiety from like having all this, like going on and stuff with the like fire and stuff like that. So I took 2 lorazepams. So I did go in and take two lorazepams and blah blah yada yada.
And that was in the cabinet, the lorazepam, or was that somewhere else?
Like in the kitchen?
No, you said that you went in. So where was?
Oh, I'm sorry. Like in the kitchen, we have a kitchen cabinet. I should say that to you.
Okay.
The cabinet that I'm talking about, that the doors are, is a bedroom cabinet. I say cabinet. It's like a armoire, like a smaller one that has doors that open. Okay. I should specify cabinet, so you know what I'm saying.
Right.
The bedroom one, the kitchen one would be where the
medication.
Right. So I did take. That's why I said I think I might have got something to drink or something, but I did take 2 lorazepams.
Okay.
And so that I did do that, and then I did come down or whatever.
Okay. So just so we're clear, the kitchen cabinet was where your medication was. Describe for me the armoire in the bedroom where the shades and your gun would sit.
So you want to know like what's in it, or like what?
What does it look like? What color is it?
Sorry, so it's silver, like almost like a chromish color with like glass.
Okay.
And it does have handles, like little knobs that you can pull on or what, like pull open. And then of course they have like, I keep my important documents in there, like a passport or.
Does it have drawers or anything?
No drawers.
Okay.
It has the insert.
Like shelf?
Yeah, the shelf.
Okay, perfect. And where's that sit in your bedroom?
If you walk in the room, like say I'm like opening the door, walking in the room, it's exactly right here.
Okay. And does it sit on something, or does it have its own feet?
It has its own feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're talking
Yeah,
about
it has its own feet.
Okay.
Yeah, and like if I had to do like I don't know what, samples or whatever, I just wanted to tell you about the medicine because I didn't want you to be like, oh. Well, I mean, it's prescribed to me anyway, so.
Yeah, sure, that's not.
Yeah, and I had already taken one that morning too, so it was just, I don't have to take them in panic attacks, but I just had taken a lot, I don't say a lot of it, that sounds bad, but I don't take any at all unless I'm having a panic attack. And I had.
So it was a little bit more than usual.
Right, just because it was just, like,
okay,
the whole anxiety of it.
So you go downstairs, and you see him, and you said that he had already found a gun.
he had already been in the home, like in our home, like moving, like I say moving, like doing something, because you wouldn't have just walked in and known, hey, there's something here. You would have had to go in, and most people would probably look through drawers and things like that. I don't know. I'm not making that assumption. That's what he did. I'm just saying he had already obtained one. By the time I can't speak for what, like what went on or
And
anything
I'm not
of that
asking you
nature.
to.
Okay.
What, can you describe the gun for me?
So it was our black gun.
Black gun.
I don't know what make and like what the brand was or whatever.
Okay. Was it, do you know whether it was like a revolver or like a pistol?
No, automatic. It's automatic.
Automatic?
Yeah, you just pull the trigger.
Okay. And is that like, and do you know the caliber, maybe?
I think it's a 380 maybe?
380?
Or 9, one of those.
Okay. So you said it was y'all's black gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many guns do you guys have?
4.
4? Okay. What kinds are they?
I don't know the big one that Albert has. It's kind of like an AR or something.
Okay.
And then there's the shotgun, and the two, I think they're both 2 380s.
380s?
Yeah, I think it's like a 380, like
Sure.
they're both 380s.
Okay. And are they both black, or like sometimes they have like the colorful one?
Yeah, mine's like a teal color.
Okay. So you have a black one and a teal one?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I just wanted to cover that really quick. Okay. So you go downstairs. He's already obtained a gun. You think it's your black gun.
Well, no, I don't think. I saw the color black.
Okay.
So I was assuming, where I told you that my mind went through that was like
That it was...
our black gun.
Right.
Now, at that time, I wasn't 100% if it was or not, because there's plenty of black guns.
Sure. So tell me what happens next.
So, do you want me to go through the whole assault again?
Well, we need to know like more specifics about it. So you said you saw him and that he had the gun and then he attacked you. How did he attack you?
I know you said you worked with victims and stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to tell someone about people touching you.
Sure, I get that.
I just need to not revisit that right now. Can I get a little bit?
Like, you want to take a break, or?
I just, you're wanting me to give you play-by-play basically of an assault is very hard for you to ask me to do.
Okay.
That's not like me explaining how to play a game. That's very difficult to explain what you remember.
Well, and we can take it slowly, and you can tell me what you remember, what happened, and stuff like that. I want to make sure that you're okay, and I want to try and find Gannon, right?
Right.
Okay, so the more details that I have, the better it is that I'm going to be able to try and help you and to try and help Gannon.
Right.
Okay?
Well, me telling you about an assault on me is not going to get a faster result unless we actually put some action into it,
What do you mean?
I don't know, action, is it too late to check your body? I mean, is it
No, it's not.
those type of things? Is that
It's not too late at all, actually. No, it's not. And if you want to do that, we can actually absolutely get that set up so that we can make that happen. So it's definitely not too late.
Is it like a private like area, or like how does that work?
So what it's called a SANE exam, and they're done by forensic nurses.
Okay.
At the hospital.
Okay. So it's like in a actual, people wouldn't know that's what you're there for.
Nope. And so, I mean, well, obviously the nurses would,
right.
but not like just whoever else is in the hospital.
Right.
No. And so, because it is like a, because it's a forensic thing and because it's part of a criminal case, you know, obviously this person who assaulted you, you know, so that we could gather evidence to make sure that, you know, when we find them, that we can prosecute them and stuff like that. We would want to take you over there to the hospital, and we get the forensic nurse to come and talk to you.
Okay.
And then they have paperwork to go over with you, just like any other kind of like bureaucracy or anything else like that, right? And they get your permission to gather that evidence from you and to do an exam. Okay. And they're all females, all the nurses.
Okay.
So, and you know, they have their process that they go through, and they collect all that evidence, and then that's turned over to us.
Okay.
So it's not too late at all to do that.
So that was my...
But we need to know what happened, because just like if, you know, like, and this is just like a totally off the wall example, but like if your kid comes in and tells you, hey, mommy, I'm hurt because I fell down, well, you need to know where they fell and how they fell and whatnot, so you can help them.
But that's the easy, easy thing. But when you're doing several different things in your brain, and not to mention you're being violated physically, it's hard to give that specific, you know, details. I remember the pushing me in the room. I remember having my head hit. I remember those things.
Sure. And what I'd like for you to do...
I remember my clothes getting taken off.
Okay.
Okay, but I don't want to be telling you this got taken off. I don't want to be on that.
And that's not what it is.
I would tell that to like a nurse, you know, in the specifics, so that could assist in the process. But maybe I would. I say I would, but I don't know. It's just a hard thing to be like, okay, your pants are tight. You remember this, you remember that, like that.
Sure. And
now, she previously stated she wanted and was willing to do whatever she could to find Gannon. And even though she tends to bring the focus back to her, she is the one that brought up a forensic exam. Okay? Now, she's not wanting to give details. She don't want to give specifics. She doesn't want to go in and talk about something that's so traumatizing for her. She keeps bringing it back to her. Now, this lady has done explained everything to her, is trying to treat her with respect and care as if she was an actual victim. And she knows good and well she ain't got no intentions of going through with any kind of forensic exam, because there ain't nothing to find.
Really, we need to know like the narrative of it, and there will be some stuff that I would ask specifics of, and if you remember, you remember, and if you don't, you don't. Or what you can say is, you know, well, I remember that, but I don't want to say.
No, I'm not trying to not tell you anything. I just, it's just a hard process. I guess maybe I'm thinking you're asking me too much details. Maybe I'm overthinking what you're asking me. So do you want me to like I said, do a play-by-play of what I remember, like as far as like clothing?
We'll just start at the beginning and tell me what happened, okay?
So, so when he pushed me into the room, I remember like a battle process of like, you know, like back and forth, you know, like that type of thing. I remember that type of thing.
Tell me more about that. The battle back and forth.
Well, if someone he's not much bigger than me, so it's not like it was this big, powerful person that, I mean, I feel like I'm fairly kind of a little strong. So it wasn't a just here, get on the ground. It was, you know, like getting, like move around the room. I don't really remember like which direction.
Sure.
After I hit my head the first time, that's when it started to be a little blur into what was happening next.
Okay.
So,
and remind me, what was it that you remember hitting your head on that first time?
I think I want to say it was that red and black table. I'm sorry, red and blue table that was in Gannon's room.
Red and blue table?
I feel like it was the red and blue table that was in Gannon's room because I remember like going back to hit my head.
Okay. Okay. And you keep motioning back here. Did you hit
like
the back of your head?
Right, yeah. So like it was in like, well, there was a couple, like the ground was a big force, but I was also fighting back, so I don't want you to think that it would have been some sort of, and I did have, like, I was gonna like show you that I did have the blood in there a little bit because from the little scratch, but I did have the ability to push back some because he wasn't like overpowering that. It was just like, here you go. And that sounds awful to say, but
okay. So when you got pushed into the room,
so this time she's frustrated, she's aggravated, she wants to leave till she forgets to add in her emotions. And she's more focused on making sure that this lady knows that she's pretty strong so she can take care of herself. A true victim isn't going to talk like that, in my opinion. But in a minute, she's going to remember, oh, wait, I have to be upset about this. Oh, man.
and you got pushed, like you guys are doing this battle back and forth, and you hit your head. Did you end up on the ground first?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't. I just remember hitting my head, and I remember the next time I hit my head, the second time that he came back after me and tried again. So there was a couple of times that I kind of was in and out of it. And
so what?
Not to mention, I had taken lorazepam, a little extra than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, a little bit. I don't know how to say, like, out there. I did not know. I'm like that, but it was.
Sure.
Kind of like being like zoned out a little bit.
Sure.
It was almost like I was out, like blacked out.
Okay.
Because it was one of those things where I could like hear what was going on, but I didn't like know what was going on, or vice versa.
What do you remember feeling?
There was not like pain as far as like your female part. I feel like the pain was on the struggle of like your body was tired.
Okay.
So like it's tired in trying to like, your brain's telling you don't give in, but your body is just in a tired mode.
Okay, what? For disclaimer, I am not making fun of real, true victims. Their stories are real, true, and they are worth advocating for. But this lady here, she's not a victim. She is just pulling stuff out of somewhere, I don't know where, and it ain't making no sense. And to me, I feel like she's making fun of victims everywhere.
And that was, it was more of like, it's almost like I was giving up, but I wasn't, like once we were, I can't talk about my life.
Notice how she's saying we. That's not how a victim would talk. And as promised, now her emotions are back. She's remembered I'm supposed to be upset.
So are you saying like once did he penetrate you?
I remember my clothes coming off. Not my top part.
Okay.
I remember the bottom, and I don't remember if this was the first time or on the second time, which wasn't a successful time. I remember my clothes coming off, like on the bottom, and I remember having my top on.
Okay.
And I remember I was pushing, like pushing back.
Sure.
And then out of my mind, it was almost like a little blur because I hit my head again.
Mm-hmm.
like, you know how you're like trying to push up, like to push somebody off and you get pushed back down, you hit your head.
Okay.
And then just kind of let it. He actually completed it. Like,
I'm not gonna. Here's the thing: is that this conversation, like what we talk about, is not. I'm not gonna run and talk to your husband about or his ex-wife or anything else like that. Okay.
I don't want to say give in because I didn't agree to it, but at that point it feels like I did give in.
Okay. And thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that. When you say that you gave in and that he completed it, do you?
I don't remember about when I say completed. I mean as in I was able to have that bolt of energy to get up again, type thing. I don't know if there was completed. I'm not wanting to think about that. That's just disgusting.
So I'm not asking if he ejaculated or anything else like that.
That's what I was like.
That wasn't my question.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's what I thought.
So my question is, did he put his penis in your vagina?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Do you know? Okay. Sorry, that question. And that was when you were on the ground? Okay. And you said that he was pushing you down. What part of your body was being pushed down?
I don't remember.
Okay. So you said that you kind of came back up.
At some point, I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't want to give you wrong information about step by step about my body being violated. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's, because then every time I have to keep saying to you this is happening, and I have to say that to you again, and I have to say that to you again. It's difficult.
Okay. Was there anywhere else that you were penetrated?
No. What do you mean, in what area?
Yeah, anywhere else on your body?
With the penis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Okay. And then at some point it ended. Okay. What happened next after it ended?
So, but it didn't end at that direct moment because remember Gannon comes in.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Gannon comes in to jump on him.
Okay.
To kind of help me out.
Okay.
And so I don't remember anything but laying back, and I remember that I could hear that Gannon had came in.
Okay.
I could hear that he knew this is not what you're supposed to do.
That Gannon did?
Yeah, Gannon was aware that someone was trying to harm me.
Okay.
He might not have understood the complete essence of it, but he understood someone was in our home and wasn't supposed to be doing what he was doing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, our home we're very open. We're always we talk about oh, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't do this until you're married. So,
okay.
So he's very aware of, that's not how things happen.
Sure.
In his mind. So he came in at that point in time. And then I do remember that Gannon was, I don't want to say thrown, but he can't jump on a big guy. That's a big guy to him.
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, 7, 8-ish is a big guy to him.
Sure.
Because he's 4 something. And I don't remember from there. I just remember that Gannon tried to jump on him, and I remember Gannon was over here at this point in time, and then it was just kind of a blur about what happened, but I do remember after, when I say finish, I don't mean what you're asking me about ejaculating. I do remember when that was getting up, that it was a situation. So that was when he had the gun to Gannon afterwards, not necessarily at him, but had the gun and had Gannon.
Okay. Can you tell me more about that?
So I just know that in the way he had him was kind of not necessarily at a here, or if I had a dummy to show you, it was more of a...
Do you have a look?
Okay. So it was more of a more of like a just wrapped around. But like Gannon didn't, with he recognizing like the gun, he wasn't trying to at that point fight, like fight back to him. He was just crying like to me, like to help him. I made the decision to try to send the other kids somewhere else, because what if I would have ran for help at that point in time? I had every opportunity to run for help then. And I'm not a good enough shooter to like, or I really don't, to like feel like I'm going to shoot somebody, you know, because someone else has a gun too, you see what I'm saying? So I'm just not, my mind wasn't thinking that of trying to create harm if I made a dumb decision. And that was probably where I should have done some sneaky technique of, I thought about it after. I should have like gave Lena a letter, you know, or something like that and said, hey, go to the mailbox, take the neighbor's letter. Like, this was something I thought about after, but I didn't think about it in the time. Like in the time frame of doing it.
So when you were on the ground and Gannon came in, what do you remember hearing?
Him yelling.
What was he yelling?
Like he was yelling my name, like directed specifically at me, as in like...
Gannon was?
Yeah. Like,
what does he call you?
He goes, well, I just remember I told you about my name thing.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. What he called
so he was saying Tesha.
Tesha?
He was like saying, are you okay? And then that's when he realized I wasn't. Like, and I say I wasn't, but he realized I was kind of like in and out of it.
And what were you saying?
I was like immediately like doing the first time was doing the pushback, like get off of me. So I wasn't,
and you said that?
But I wasn't communicating with Gannon. Like I wasn't saying Gannon go, you know, do this specifically, or like I didn't say like run, go do it. I didn't say anything like, directly that I recall. Now maybe I did, but that I recall wasn't guide him in any direction. That was more that I recall. Now maybe I did, but that I recall wasn't specific directions, you know, to guide him in any direction. That was more of like a battle, like a back and forth thing instead of being. But at that point, I do remember like when I was down and you kind of get like that little concrete where your head jars back a little bit. Oh, it's right there. Where your head jars back a little bit. It kind of made me a little like dizzy a little bit.
And was the man saying anything?
I don't remember anything but noises.
What kind of noises do you remember? I can't guess. That's the thing, right? So like I can't put words in your mouth. I can't guess. So I know like. Like I'm sorry.
Like pleasure noises.
Pleasure noises.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, like pleasure noises, but like currents and sounds.
And so he's making pleasure noises, and then Gannon comes in and yells your name. What does the man do?
I don't remember specifically. He just came in and yelled my name, or if he jumped first, but...
What does the man do?
It was more of like a this, but he was still inside of me. Kinda. I say kinda, but like, he's moving, so obviously he's got to put more, you got to put more, like, force on your body. And that's just when I just started to cry, because it was like a giving up, kind of like a giving up type moment.
I'm sorry that you are upset by that.
And it was just, because what are you supposed to do at that point?
Sure.
You can keep trying to fight, but they're already taking something from you that you only have personally with yourself.
Sure. Do you remember Gannon saying anything else other than your name?
I don't know. I know he was hollering help at some point, and I think that would have been when he had... I don't remember... Oh, gosh. I don't remember, like, any anything other than, I think I feel like I remember the second, I think I remember around the second time of the battle he was saying, get off of her.
Okay.
But I don't, I'm telling you, when I tell you that, and I hope to God that you are never in that situation, it's almost like a blur because you're so disappointed in your, like, emotional feeling, like your self-worth.
Sure.
Like, and how you feel about yourself.
Sure.
You just feel like you're nothing.
What did you smell when this was happening?
I was going to say that to you, but I forgot to, like earlier, and again, you didn't ask me that because I wasn't thinking about it. I could smell like a very strong, like, paint or like almost like a paint, like someone had been painting, or like they were around a house that might have had the drywall, almost like it was like a work smell.
Like you're doing this like the drywall. Are you talking about like paint or like the texture smell?
Yeah,
or?
like the powder of the drywall. You know how like you sand,
Sure.
and it has like that smell. Like I could smell like that part on them, but I feel like at one point I thought I smelled alcohol.
Okay. And you said that your ex, Harley's dad, did drywall. So the drywall smell is something that you would be familiar with?
He would have did it a while ago.
Sure.
But I know, like, in our home and things like that, I'm pretty, I don't want to say, like, know a lot about drywall, but just from being around the work sites growing up, I say growing up with him, I was young when I was with him, I remember a lot about, you know, like drywall in general. So,
sure.
I don't know if it's specifically drywall. It's more of like a sandpaper-ish type smell.
Okay.
Like,
okay. Did you smell anything else? You said you smelled alcohol.
At one point, I remember smelling like not like a deep, strong alcohol smell, but I could have like a sense of alcohol, like a breath of it.
Sure. Sure.
Come up like aroma.
Okay.
And it kind of was like a, I don't know, like almost like a foodish, like a salsa type smell. I remember at one point.
Okay.
Like you kind of like you walk into a restaurant and it smells like some fresh tomatoes and stuff like that.
Okay. What do you remember feeling on your back?
Just a couple of days before this, I have been having like a lot of lower back pains like already. So it took that like pain away, and it was almost like it was just like, because I'm getting pushed back but I'm straining, so it was almost like I felt a little bit of nerve, but I didn't feel it, like I didn't have any, hey, there's a back pain, oh, back to this. It wasn't like that. I knew that there was nerves being shifted or, you know, changed in some direction.
Okay.
That, because it was floor. It was floor. Kind of hard on the floor.
And just remind me, you went upstairs and told Lena to go away, basically, to keep her safe.
Right.
And then you came back down, and that was when he had Gannon, or he had Gannon before you did that?
You mean...
Like when you said that he had his arm wrapped around
Right,
him?
so once he had him once I came back, because... once I got up and whatever, there was the ring. Remember I told you about the motion and things? So he grabbed him then. He had him still when I came down, but...
He grabbed him then?
Right, remember the ring is what triggered, because there was the first ring that wasn't... There wasn't anybody on the ring, or there was no one there. Because I think I went up and down, or maybe, I don't remember if I went up one time and down, or up one time twice. I don't remember exactly, but I remember there was 2 alerts.
Sure.
Or 2 triggers to the door.
Okay.
You know, and I was like, yeah, so 2 triggers. I feel maybe it was 2 times, because the first time there was nobody there.
Okay.
There was no, something must have set it off. Yeah, so, and then there was this, Lena was the next trigger.
Okay.
But I knew the next one was Lena.
Okay.
Because I knew the timing was almost perfect, and you can hear from our house when the bus hits its brakes.
Okay.
So I didn't have to go look at an app or anything with that, because I knew that, the timing was just the same as normal.
Okay.
That you can hear the bus is right there. You can hear, kids are on their way, like that type of thing. And
Sure.
I knew it was Lena, and that was my first thing I open up, I let Lena in, I had a conversation with her just like it was a normal day. But then that's when because I don't want to be like, here, go. I did quickly say, here, go, whatever. But I wanted to not just open the door and be like, here, go right now.
Okay.
I had to at least make a 30-second, 1 minute, maybe I'm exaggerating, 1 minute, but 30-second dialogue.
Okay.
Of, here, I need you to go get the milk.
Okay.
Or here, go, Daddy said go ride your bike, or,
Sure.
that type of thing. Because later on, I knew she was going to have to eat snack at some point, and I figured just that later on she was just eating. I figured out another time she eat snack. I was worried about getting her like out and about that time.
When the
I'm sorry, I should have given her a note. I should have given her a note.
we don't we don't need to go into like what you should have done or shouldn't have done or anything else like that. Things are never perfect, and we can beat ourselves up for 100 years about things we should have done. Right. Okay. So that's not. I'm not here to judge you or anything else like that. I'm here to understand what happened and try and gather as much as we can so that we can help you and we can help find Gannon. Okay. When the attack was going on downstairs, you said you got hit? Your head got hit a couple of times. Were you hit anywhere else?
Are you asking that was like punched or like?
Were you punched, slapped, kicked?
I don't remember. I don't remember being hit anywhere else.
Okay. Do you have any injuries?
I don't have like any specific injuries here because I was grabbing like this, like pushing up. Most of it was just like head. I don't want to say trauma, but head force on my head, and then the nerve in my like maybe spine or that part.
Okay. And then
I did like have like a little like this, that little part, like right there was like bleeding.
Okay.
And then my nails, I know they look crazy now, but they were, and then of course that was the burn mark, so that wasn't really, so my nails were like that because when I get nervous, like I bite my nails or whatever. So, but that would have been from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go upstairs, tell Lena to go, and then you go back downstairs.
Right.
And he still has Gannon. What happens next?
So he still has Gannon. Hold on. Can I like be in the same location?
So you put the black handgun back into the silver armoire thing, chest thing, with your teal handgun.
Right, in the same chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have they been moved since then?
Well, Albert took them.
Albert took both of them?
Mm-hmm. He made me give him mine too.
When was that?
Today.
Today?
Yeah. So like he took all. Then when you guys, I just say you guys. I'm sorry. When your department, I guess they went through my closet or whatever.
Okay.
They still left the guns in the closet, but they weren't in the same place that they were.
Sure.
And so Albert took all them too because he was like, oh well, I don't want you to harm yourself and things like that. He was saying those things to me, so he took them all and made me give him mine as well.
And that was today?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a history of trying to harm yourself?
No.
Or?
He'll say things like, he tried to say something about like I'll grab a knife, and he is not true. I do not do that. Like I have never done anything like that in my entire life. Never have received any kind of counseling for anything prior to anything like that, disturbing, nothing like that. So there would be no like reason. Remember I told you in the beginning that mental health thing, I've always tried to put a blocker up because I know that, things in your life can cause those problems, and I just never did anything like that. Like, I might be like, because I was raised in the country, so it might be like if someone says something to me, that'd be like a funny thing, like, you better watch out, like that type of thing.
Sure, yeah.
But not anything that would have been like, I'm going to cut myself and harm myself. He was, like in his military mode, protection mode, and
well, he cares about you. That's good, right?
So he wanted to just take everything away and from there. Because he was like, I don't want you to hurt yourself, and I was like, what?
Okay. So I just want to kind of like sum up what I think about, or what I kind of know generally about what happened on Monday. Okay. So Albert didn't go to school that day, or not Albert.
Gannon.
I apologize. Gannon didn't go to school that day because he was not feeling well, and because you guys wanted to get the carpet fixed.
Right.
You went to the new build area, and you met Eduardo. And you arranged for him to come over to your house while you were gone to work on replacing that piece of carpet for you.
You said come over to my house while I was going to work on replacing that carpet?
Yeah. You gave him the garage code and stuff so he could come in and
But you said I was gone when replacing the carpet. I was going shopping while he was
gonna do the carpet.
Okay, I got you. I thought you said it. I was making sure that you hadn't twisted the way I said it.
And that's exactly right. I want to make sure that nothing's twisted.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were gonna go to Petco, do some running around.
I didn't set out to go Petco. I set out to go shopping to get dogs some new.
Yeah.
It just happened to be Petco.
Yeah. So you were gonna go do some shopping, and he was gonna go fix the carpet. Okay. You left the house around 10:30-ish, 10:30-ish, and then you go. At some point you got gas. You went to Petco twice.
And I told you Starbucks earlier, but it was actually Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got coffee.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts maybe. Okay. And then you get home about 2:30. 2:30. You come in, and you said you wanted to listen to your music and work out.
Yeah, I was in the kind of like donut mode, not in the remembering, oh my gosh, did someone fix something mode.
Okay.
If it was such a big deal to get the carpet fixed, so dramatic, she was super duper worried and stressed, she forgot when they got home?
And then sometime between that 2:30, or after you got home at that 2:30 time frame, you were getting your headphones, putting your headphones on, music, zone out, whatever else you thought you heard something. You went downstairs, and that was when this attack happened. And then, what time does Lena come home from the school bus?
It depends. They change the school hours. It could be anywhere between 3:15 and 3:30. Okay. Depending on.
So 3:15, 3:30 is the typical time Lena comes home. You don't want her to be in danger, so you send her out to go ride her bike and check the mail, and you go back down. Another altercation happens, and whenever the next thing you remember is that you kind of come to, and Gannon is missing.
Right.
Okay. So, and that was probably like around 4 o'clock.
Yeah, because it would have been, or it could have been 4:30, but it wouldn't have been after 4:45, because Hollywood took 30 minutes to get home, so she hadn't got home. Lena was still riding her bike or out and about. Yeah, it had to be 4-ish.
Okay.
4:15, no later, like I said, than 4:45, because that would have been, Harley would have been already, like on her way home.
Okay. All right. So I think I have a pretty good idea.
I'm pretty sure that was exactly right.
Okay.
Because I think I told, because then I sent Harley and Lena to the Dollar Tree. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Harley would have to do with Lena.
Okay. What is the you have an alarm on your house? What company do you use for that?
ADT.
ADT? Okay, I'm just going to write that down. And you have the same, that's the is the passcode for the ADT stuff the same as like your garage door code and stuff like that, or?
Like, you mean like the login?
Like when you go in to disarm the...
Oh, yeah. No. It's different because the alarm is Gannon's birthday.
Gannon's birthday?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I'm gonna take a break. Do you need to use the restroom or?
No, but I really need to. I haven't showered and I haven't eaten, and I'm just getting tired.
Okay.
And so.
Okay. All right. And we had talked earlier about whether or not it would be able to take action at this point as far as like gathering evidence and stuff like that, with whether it had been too long, and I told you that it wasn't.
Right.
Is that something that you're willing to do?
Yes, definitely. I would do anything for you to figure out who Eduardo is and to make sure that.
Okay. And it's perfect that.
I sound bad to say, to make sure that I could just like.
Okay. What pants were you wearing when all this happened?
There was a set of like clothing, and I had like washed the stuff like you said you guys.
Sure.
Your people
it's fine. I get it.
Had taken some of the stuff out or whatever, but I put it with all the stuff that like I had washed and stuff like that. I don't remember if it was the black and purple or the black and blue, but it was like sporting like athletic pants. They were on my chair when I went home last night.
Were they like leggings or joggers or?
Yeah, they were like kind of like this.
Like sweatpants?
Yeah. Well, but more of the nylon-ish material.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said they were like black and maybe purple or blue.
Yeah, it was one of. I wear like a lot of Nike and stuff like that, so it was one of those.
Okay. And you didn't give him the alarm code, right? You just gave him the garage code, because.
Yeah, because you don't have to have like the alarm code to come in the house.
Okay.
You have to have, and that's assuming that I even set the alarm. I mean, I may or may have not. I mean, typically I try to. Typically I try to, log into my phone and do it if I forget. But that's just assuming if I had, whether I had or not set the alarm. But I'm pretty positive. Well, I don't say positive. I'm almost certain that I had set the alarm.
Sure.
But you don't. It doesn't have a sensor on the door.
Okay.
Like on the.
Are you able to see if you log into your alarm account whether or not it was alarmed at that time?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to show you, but I couldn't. The service.
Okay. Okay. You might need to like plug into the Wi-Fi or something like that.
Yeah.
To do that. And there's open Wi-Fi. It's like EPC guest. Right. It doesn't require a password or anything like that. So if you want to do that, do you need to use the restroom or anything like that?
No, I'm actually. I mean, am I like free to leave or?
We're not holding you here. We'd like to get you over to the hospital for that.
No, I would totally do that, but I really am. I just want to get some food and take a minute, and I can drive myself to the hospital. I don't want to feel like I'm some, person they're going to look at differently because I am showing up with, police and people, and that's why I asked you, was it a secret, like, where people would know? Because I understand you have a goal and a purpose, and that is our common purpose to have done here. Mm-hmm. But I also am thinking about how emotionally.
Yeah, and I get that. And so I will tell you that if we drive you over there, we don't go in the front. We go in a back way. Right. So you wouldn't be seen by the general public or anything like that. And obviously we're not in like uniforms. Everything is concealed, all that other stuff. So it's not like we walk in with a scarlet letter or anything else like that. So, okay. Let me go check on a couple of things really quick, and then I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, you said I was free to go.
Are you wanting to leave right now?
I'm really hungry. I'm thirsty. Look at my lips. They're chapped.
Okay.
They're like really bad.
Okay.
I mean, you guys know it's not like I don't answer or talk to you or anything like that.
Okay.
I've kept open communication with you.
Okay. Can you give me just a few minutes to just check to make sure that I've covered everything that I need to cover, and then I'll come back in?
She said that I would be able to go. Like, she didn't say I would be. Like, I'm sure I've been here hours. And she said specifically that I would be able to go.
And I'm not saying that you can't. I'm asking if you can give me a few minutes. That's all.
I can. If you can, you just call me, or. I mean. I still have, like, you know, I have to maintain my mental health in this whole situation, and that's very important. You know, and I just want to go. My lips are burning, and I want to take a shower. I mean, look at my fingers and all those things.
Right. So it would be better to get the forensic exam
I'm not
done
going over there like
before you
not
take a shower.
not like cleaned. I'm not doing that. Like as in shaved and things like that. I'm not doing that. I haven't showered in 2 days. I like that's disgusting. I'm not doing that. But I will gladly go.
Well, I mean, so you're saying you want to go take a shower before you go get the
No, it's
exam
not.
done?
I didn't say I was going to go take a shower. I said I need some time to just rest. I'm exhausted. I want to take a shower. My hair is nasty, and I'm not going over there like dirty, smelly for someone to.
But you realize that's how we gather evidence, right? So if you go take a shower right now, and I understand that you're like uncomfortable, right? And that you want to take a shower,
right?
And so that's why I would like to get you over to the hospital to get the exam done.
Okay, well, then I'm driving myself there because I'm not getting escorted to an exam when I'm already going through a difficult time with having someone violate my body. To whether you go in the front or the back. I mean, am I not allowed to take myself there?
I didn't say that at all. I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to impress upon you, like, if you go take a shower, then you wash away the evidence.
I know, I understand. I just said.
And you said you weren't going to go over there while you're.
Yeah, I don't want to go dirty. I can at least go freshen up or something. Like I'm.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
Okay. So can you show me how to leave, please?
I have to go over here. Let me get somebody to escort you out.
Okay.
I'm wondering how much has dawned on her already, because if it hasn't, it's about to. I'm gonna let this play through, and then we'll look at the little extra I got you.
Hey. Hi. She said that I could go.
Well, can you talk to me about what's
Can
going
I?
on?
You told me I could.
I know, but I left.
I understand
So we
that.
started and I left, and I just want to get the fill in. So I have a couple questions about Sunday, if you're okay filling that in. I know you're tired.
I'm tired, and
But-
you said that I could go. I just want to take a break. That's all I'm asking for.
Where do you want to?
That means I want to
do you
just
wanna
go rest. Like she said, I could drive myself to the hospital, so I just don't want.
What do we need to go to the hospital for?
I just don't want.
What do we need to go to the hospital for?
Am I
Are you
able
okay?
to just go? I mean, what do you mean? Am I okay?
This is the first time hearing about a hospital. I mean, what's going on with that?
This is why I'm waiting, because I've already given her information that you guys can clearly like watch and see, and you can know why I'm going to the hospital, because she wants to get DNA, like, or to have your body checked for, you know. So.
Were you sexually assaulted?
Right.
When did that happen?
And it happened on Monday.
On Monday? What?
I can't do this right now and go through it again. I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
So let me make sure that we've got everything lined up for a SANE exam. That's what she was talking about.
Yeah,
right?
she's gonna do that, and I'm gonna just take a break. I want to get food. Look at my lips; they're chapped. I haven't.
You want some food?
I know.
What do you want to eat?
Okay, she just said I could be escorted out.
Okay.
I promise. You have my number. I haven't not.
You're done with all this?
Right. I haven't not communicated with you. I have been.
Are you done with that coke?
Nothing but. Can I not take it?
You can if you want.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you were done with it. We recycle them too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, okay.
Okay. Hang tight for me just real quick. Let me make sure that she doesn't have any other questions because she finished up.
She just said.
Okay. I get that. I get that. Let's just let me double check with her.
She said I could go.
But she finished up the interview.
Are
I
you
don't know.
holding me here?
I'm not holding you.
Okay, so can someone walk me out?
You want to go? You want to leave?
I will clearly answer your questions. I just want to take a break. Like I've literally followed all your.
Where do you want to go for your break?
I want to see my child.
Okay.
I want to get lunch with her.
Well, I'm more than happy to get you lunch or to bring your daughter here or whatever needs to happen. I'm not saying that you can't leave, but I would like to finish up this conversation with you. There's a couple of questions about Sunday that I have, and this is the first time that I'm hearing that you're sexually assaulted.
Are you
so
saying that right?
That would be well. You came towards the door, so I opened the door. If you'd like to have the conversation in the room, we can. It's up to you. But like I said, I missed out on a bunch. So
am I please able to just go get a drink and chill out?
Yeah, we can just sit in a drink. Where do you want to go?
So am I not allowed to leave? I'm clearly asking the question.
Well, I'm trying. So I guess our communication isn't the greatest at this point in time. Are you wanting to leave the office to go get something to drink?
Right, yes. I clearly have, you have my number. I'm not going to not answer you or anything. You need to answer you.
Hello. My name's Mitch. How are you? Good. So let me talk to you for just a second. So, come on in for a second.
I just want to get directions.
I get it. And so once again, we're back in the interview room.
Okay.
We're on camera. Mitch Mahalko, lieutenant with the investigation section.
Okay.
Okay. So at this point in time, what we had just discussed outside, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that you decided that you wish to leave and that there's no problem with that. I asked if
you didn't ask. You took.
Okay. So
you took.
Understood.
Okay.
So at that point in time. You relinquished the phone to me. I
didn't relinquish the phone. You took it.
Listen, ma'am. I took the phone.
Okay.
And I told you that we would be applying for a search warrant. Is
okay,
that
you said applying.
That's correct.
Sir, I'm not going anywhere. I literally just need directions. I mean, I have family numbers in there I don't have.
Understood. So at this point, we're going to be applying for a search warrant. Is that understood?
Okay, I'm going to ask you one favor. You let me find out, or you show me something that you can legally take my phone and you don't have a search warrant yet. Can you show me that, please? Can you show me that?
Ma'am.
Can you show me that?
We're being video recorded.
I understand, but could you show me that, sir? Because that feels like that's kind of a little unconstitutional.
And if that's the case, that can be something that you can bring up.
No, that sounds unconstitutional.
So at this point, we're going to go ahead and hold on to this phone.
No, that's unconstitutional. Okay, can I use another phone if I'm an attorney? Sure. That is unconstitutional.
There are multiple phones here within the division. So if you need to
I'm not hiding anything from you. I just want directions. I want to be able to call my family.
Understood.
No, you don't understand.
I do.
No, you don't.
And this is the report.
You are doing something that's unconstitutional. You get a warrant, have it. Thank you.
So we're going to hold on to this, and we are applying for it.
But why?
So
it's not.
You wish.
You don't even have a warrant.
So
it's not.
You wish.
You don't even have a warrant yet. I just want directions. You can have the phone.
Is there somewhere that I can write directions on for you?
No, I want to be able to have access to call while I'm done. That's all. That's all I want, is access to call. You can, it's not about the phone or the number. It's access to call.
So, Tisha, at this point...
We've got you for false reporting. At this point, you're going to be held so we can get a search warrant. We're going to have a nurse examine it, do an exam, make sure you do okay. And we're going to attempt to identify a suspect, okay? So I'm going to hold you here until we get that search warrant.
Do I have to sit in this room?
Yes.
Do I have to like stay with the door? I mean, I've been shut up in here, ma'am, and I've been nothing but respectful to you.
Sure, and I'm.
I mean, I just, and sir, can I speak to you too? I don't care that you had the phone. It's you took it out of my hand, and that was very disrespectful. If you would have just asked me for it, I would have given that to you. I would have said sure, but it was the way that you did it. Okay, so and then all I'm saying is, do I have to be trapped in a room?
Okay. So, Tisha, I understand that, and I hear what you're saying about feeling disrespected about the phone being taken, and that wasn't his intention to disrespect you. Okay. And I'm sure that, I'm not letting him speak right now, but I'm sure if I did, he would say that he is sorry for making you feel disrespected.
That's fine.
Okay. At this point, I'm being told that you have to stay, and this is where we have to keep you. Okay. This is going to be the most comfortable environment.
Okay.
Okay. Because there's a couch and whatever else. Our other interview room.
What was he saying? I'm paying for what now?
We're getting some search warrants.
Oh, okay. You're talking about search warrant for phone?
For you.
For me? What does me do?
Because you've given us multiple different stories about.
Oh, you're talking about like the thing we talked about there.
Yep.
Oh, I was like, okay, I see what you're saying. I got
because at this point you have evidence potentially on your body.
I got
you.
I'm sorry. I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Well, can I at least like go to the bathroom and like?
No.
Wipe off? Nothing.
No.
I can't pee. Nothing.
I can tell you that a forensic nurse examiner is accustomed to.
So.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. We're not telling you can't go to the bathroom and pee. What we're telling you is that you can't go into the bathroom.
Ma'am, I just told you that's where I had to go like an hour ago.
Hold on. I've offered you the opportunity multiple times to go to the bathroom.
I know, but I wanted to confirm.
So hold on. Okay. So here's the thing, okay?
You can take whatever you want from my body.
Right. And we're not saying that you can't go urinate or defecate if that's what you need to do.
Okay.
What we're telling you that we can't allow to have happen is you go in there and get paper towels and begin wiping possible evidence off of your body.
Do you want to watch me?
So, we will get back with you and we'll get you to a bathroom here in just a minute.
Okay.
Okay?
So just have a seat for us and we'll be back with you.
You can just watch me. What about like a colder drink or something? I don't know. Hot meal, food.
Okay. So you need a colder bottle of water? Or a Gatorade?
Are you taking my drink too? What in the world?
First, reality hits. Then, the silent realization and meltdown. Then, dramatics.
Am I able to make a phone call? Can I make a phone call? Because you said I could use the phone.
Yes. I told you I'm going to get you to that. Please have a seat.
But you said I could call in the phone, and she said I could.
Please have a seat for a second. We're not asking you a question.
I'm not allowed to make a phone call?
We're not asking you.
Have a right to
Tisha, okay, so some things have changed since I made that statement to you.
What?
Okay, and so that is, at this point in time,
I just want to know why
you're no longer... Please, let me explain to you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So some things have changed. Initially, you were free to leave.
Great.
And, you could stop answering questions whenever you wished, et cetera, et cetera. Now, through the course of the investigation, we have reason to believe that you potentially have evidence on your body, and we're applying for a search warrant to collect that evidence.
That's what it was, because you wanted to escort me there, and I
free to leave.
didn't want to be escorted there, so this is the process. Basically. I'm not stupid. I'm very educated.
We know you are. We know you're very educated.
So
and as somebody who's very educated, we're trying to get you to cooperate with us.
So we are going to apply for the search warrant.
I know. I said, could she just take me over there?
So here's the thing. Because you've already said that you didn't want us to do that, now we have to go through the process of getting a search warrant because you've already declined that option.
I understand.
So it's going to take a little bit longer. And right now I need you to have a seat on the couch.
But I cannot call anybody. Like, I can't even call family members.
So right now you're being held.
Okay. Can you do those questions then while I'm being held for the time? Or you said something about you had questions.
You've already asked for an attorney.
No,
out in the hallway. You said, do I need to call an attorney? I'd like to make a phone call and all that stuff. So here's the thing. I don't want to get into all of that. Any other questions? Because you've already said.
I was saying call attorney to ask him.
I know, and the thing is, I do not want it to be misinterpreted in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna hold off right now.
So you're saying you don't have those questions to ask me while we were sitting?
Not at this point in time.
Okay.
Okay. If something changes, I will let you know.
All right. I got you. I just accidentally peed a little.
Hey, G. Okay, so we're gonna take you to the restroom. Okay, we're gonna stay in there. The stall door is gonna be closed where you have your privacy, but we need you not to wipe. Okay. And please don't flush the toilet. Just so that we can verify that indeed you did not wipe, because what we're worried about is potential evidence being compromised. Okay. Okay. Hi. You can leave your things here because we're just coming right back into this room. I'm sorry?
I said I acted like I wasn't in like some secure area or something. I guess I'll go to sleep. Can I go to sleep? I'm having really bad chest pain. Like right here.
Okay.
My chest.
Okay, sit down. We'll call for help.
Bad chest pain. I need to probably get out of the closed in.
Just sit in the couch.
So you're telling me we can't get...
I'm telling you we're going to call for help right now, but I need you to sit down.
I can't breathe. I just asked him to be out so I can breathe. It's tight and closed and I'm claustrophobic.
You just need to sit down on the couch.
It's really hurting, sir.
Sit down on the couch.
Sir, I can't breathe. I'm just asking you to open the door.
Notify them in there. Use medical response.
Sir, I just want to breathe. I'm asking you to keep the door open. That's all.
No, we're gonna
claustrophobic.
now we're gonna have to call you an ambulance because you said you got chest pains.
I just told you I have chest pains. It's claustrophobic. I
Okay,
couldn't breathe.
so we're gonna call you an ambulance.
I asked for you to open the door. I just can't breathe.
Well, you're being detained right now, so
okay,
sit
but
down on the couch.
I couldn't breathe. I just wanted the door open, and you refused that. That's all I asked for.
Because you're being detained, and the door helps that.
I'm not going anywhere.
So sit down on the couch.
Can you just leave the door open so I could breathe?
Sit down on the couch.
Gosh. I told y'all earlier I was claustrophobic and had really bad anxiety, and I take lorazepam for it.
Yeah, well, you
And
weren't claustrophobic until...
Excuse me, I take lorazepam every day, and if I don't take it, I could have a panic attack. And I take it on panic attack. So you are misquoting what you heard, sir. Just said open the door.
Okay, well, we're going to have medical come check you out.
I mean, ridiculous.
You said you're having chest pain?
Yes, because the door's been closed. I haven't taken my anxiety medicine. I've taken it so many days in a row.
Okay.
So I'm having...
You had told me...
I don't ever take it except on panic attacks.
Okay, yeah, so you had told me earlier that you don't take it on a regular basis,
I don't.
but whenever...
Panic attacks, and I've
are
taken
you
it the last few
having...
days. I feel like I am. That's why I kept asking you to open the door. So now this gentleman thinks that I'm being frustrated and ill with him when I asked several times just to open the door and let me get fresh air. That's all I asked you several times.
Okay. Would it be helpful, like, do you have your lorazepam
No, I
with
don't.
you? Is it in your car?
No,
Is
I
it at your
don't.
house? Or,
That's why I asked her to open the door.
like, do you want to see a medical personnel, or?
I mean, I wanted the door open because I was having chest pains. That's all.
So what I need very clearly from you right now is for you to tell me whether or not you feel like you are having a medical emergency.
I feel like I am having a panic attack now.
Okay. Do you feel like you're having a medical emergency that you need to be seen by a medical provider for?
I mean, not probably at the moment, but I am having chest pains, and usually it's a panic attack alluring.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't taken it, so it's like taking me off of it because I couldn't get to it yesterday. I've had general anxiety since I was 16.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So I literally opened the door and asked him, could I just open the door? That's all. And he started making accusations.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that wasn't his intention. I'm sure he wasn't intending
never
to...
his intention, but I didn't come at any of you. Have I came at you, been disrespectful to you?
No, and I hope that you don't feel like I've been disrespectful with you either.
That was very unprofessional, what you did.
I don't think so. I told you we were going to call medical. That's
no,
what the
that's not
necessary
what you
response
said.
is to saying...
That's not what you said, but
no,
okay.
that's exactly what I said, and it's on recording.
Okay, but that is not what you said. You started making up reasons why when I do have chest pains.
Okay. Well, I believe that you have chest pains. So, like I said, if you would like medical attention, then we can get you medical attention. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. That's what he said he was getting.
Okay.
And he told me to sit back down and shut the door.
I'll sit here with her if you want to.
Thank you. Just leave the door open. That's all I'm asking. Just want the door open.
Okay. So, we'll get somebody to come check you out. Do you have any kind of, other than the anxiety disorder,
no,
do you have any other medical conditions that we should be aware of?
No, I'm just hungry and tired, and when I get like this, I have panic attacks.
Okay. So, I mean, I gave you a Hot Pocket earlier. Is there something else that I can get for you? Do you want a sandwich? Do you want... I have burrito, I have tamales, we have all kinds of stuff here. We can order something if there's something that you need to eat. You just got to tell me what it is. What would you like? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to buy lobster, but what would you like to eat?
First, I would like to see, can they like help me with anxiety medicine?
Do you need somebody to bring us your anxiety medicine? I don't have anxiety medicine here. So.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you said you could call a medical professional.
Sure, I can call an EMT. They're gonna call an EMT.
Thank you.
But they're not gonna be able to dispense medication to you. If you have a prescription, I mean, maybe your husband can bring it and we can get you your medication. You can self-administer what you already have prescribed to you.
It's already swelling up right here.
Huh?
I said my throat is swelling now. And all I asked for was for the door to be opened.
Okay, well, it's open.
I know, but he was very rude about it. Just could I please read? That's all.
Okay. Well, maybe you two y'all's personalities don't click. Sometimes that happens.
But come on, I'm a human being. It's a door. Clearly, I'm not going anywhere. It's a door. Just open the door. That's all I ask.
Okay. Well, it's open now, so we can.
Yes, I appreciate you. I'm just saying.
Do you know if there's anybody at your house that can bring your medication?
My medication is not at my house. It's probably because we have book bag, so yeah, it's probably in my book bag, which I put at my friend's on the way here. But I don't know the number because you guys took my phone. So.
Well, if you want to tell us your passcode, we can get the number out of the phone if that's
you
what
guys
you want to do.
already had the passcode, because I told you plainly earlier when you were in here about something. I said the code for, I think it's the same password we use for everything. No.
I don't know what that passcode is. If you want me to get your friend's phone number out of your phone, if you want to give me the passcode, then I can do that.
Okay, but you said medical. By the time my friend would get here, the medical people could already just...
But they're not going to be able to dispense medication. Like, the EMT's not going to be able to dispense medication.
So if I have a chest pain, and you're just telling me I can't do nothing.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying they're calling for medical personnel, but it's going to be an EMT. You're telling me your chest pains are anxiety related, and I'm trying to offer a valid solution to get you your prescribed medication for that issue.
It's because I haven't taken it that you
And I get that. I get that.
Some paramedics on the way.
Perfect.
I'll meet them in the lobby and bring them up here, okay?
Perfect. Thanks, Carl.
Claustrophobic. I just want air.
Do you have any, like, I know some people, whenever they have anxiety attacks and stuff like that, they have, like, little, like, songs that they sing to themselves or things that they think about that kind of help calm their mind, calm their anxiety. Do you have anything like that? Maybe like a favorite vacation that you've been on?
I'm trying.
What's your favorite vacation you've ever been on?
Probably Aruba.
Aruba? Yeah. What did you do while you were in Aruba?
Alright, gotta breathe.
Sure.
It just tightens, like, right here, you know? Thank you for opening the door.
Absolutely.
Ow. Now it's kind of spreading right here. Are they almost here?
I've been standing here with you, so I don't have that answer. When was the last time you took your lorazepam?
Just took it. I'm saying, like, you take that, like, that quality, that amount, you can't just not take it the next day. You have to, like...
Right, so I'm asking when was the last time you took it?
So I would have taken it yesterday. What's today? What is today?
Today
like
is...
the day of the week.
Wednesday.
Yeah, so I didn't take it Tuesday. Or today. So. My lips are so chapped.
So you said your favorite vacation was Aruba?
Mhm.
Do you like to, like, scuba dive or snorkel or...
Ma'am, I'm being serious. I'm getting dizzy now.
Okay. We'll just lean back on the couch.
Yeah, I like voting activities.
Voting activities?
Yeah.
Oh. Yep, feel free to put your feet up, do what you need to do.
And I don't care about y'all taking my, what you call it, swiping my thing because of evidence. So don't think, because I know that's what I do, he yelled at me and said, because you're going to take it anyway and you can have it because that's important. But I really am having chest pains.
I believe you.
So my body is not its everyday conditions, and I work out a lot, and gosh. I can't breathe laying down. I took a Tylenol, that's why I stood up earlier. And took a Tylenol, and my throat got, just because I started getting like a headache and felt a little bit of tightness, but I'm getting like a headache and felt a little bit of tightness, but sometimes that helps, you know?
Sure.
I think my throat's kind of dry. I feel like if I had like something, I asked him could I get something to read, and that might would help. Because you talked about focusing on the brain or something. I feel like that would help, you know? But he said I couldn't have anything to read. So.
Remember how we talked about other questions to help the time pass?
Can you give me like a minute? I can't hardly breathe.
Okay.
But I would most certainly do that for you.
Okay. Are you okay listening to me? Is that okay?
But you're going to want me to answer right away, right?
No, you can take your time to answer.
No, I want to answer you right away, so then that would trigger that. So it's got to take a little bit, just like 3 minutes or so.
Sure, absolutely. Oh, please don't close the door. Okay.
This much, that's all.
It just gets tight again. It's hard to breathe in here. Why is it so like hard to breathe?
These rooms get stuffy after a little bit. They do.
They do?
Yeah, I mean we got one vent in here. So, you know. Where'd you get those shoes?
These are old shoes.
I haven't seen that pattern before.
Yeah, they're old shoes. Oh. All Nike Frees are like that.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not that same pattern. Maybe the sole in that.
No. If it's a 5.0. Like different 5.0s, if it's the same one. But I don't ever really wear these. These are old. They're probably like a 2012 model. Maybe 14. Something like that.
Yeah, I've had my Nikes forever. They last for a while.
Oh. Are they coming? If I could just get some oxygen or something.
Medical's coming. You know, sometimes if you sit forward, lean forward.
I did. I couldn't breathe.
Still can't breathe?
Mm-hmm.
I heard you have a bit of anxiety, is that right?
Well, I guess really bad with my diet changes and like workout changes, and I can't breathe, so I asked that guy could I open the door, and he told me no and shut it, and I was like, please. Is that light blinking out there?
Yeah, it blinks.
There.
Here we are. Medical, sir.
Thank you.
Are you Letecia?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Kent. I'm a paramedic with the fire department. What's going on?
I have a little bit of chest pain.
Okay.
Just like right here, and now I can't breathe. I just tried to get him to open the door so I could breathe, but
okay.
He wouldn't.
When did your chest pain start?
Well, I didn't have I take lorazepam, so I don't know if they might be anxiety related, but
okay.
Take your arm out of this jacket, please. So
you have a history of anxiety?
I had anxiety since I was since I was 16.
Okay. And you just take the lorazepam as needed?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I had taken it like a few days in a row, so
okay.
Without taking it, I feel like I'm getting taking it like a few days in a row, so
okay.
Without taking it, I feel like I'm getting
you can lay back if you're more comfortable. You don't have to sit.
Queasy and sick.
Okay. Do you currently have chest pain right now?
Yep.
What does it feel like?
I'm telling them right now it's going up more and more.
What does it feel like? Is it a stabbing pain? Is it a pressure?
No, it's like pressure.
Pressure. Okay. Are you nauseated?
Yep.
Abnormally short of breath?
Well, I couldn't breathe in here, and I kept asking them could they open the door so I could breathe.
Okay. We're just going to check your heart, put some stickers on you, and take a picture of the electrical activity of your heart there. Do you have any other medical problems other than anxiety?
Any other ones?
Uh-huh.
You mean like dealing with that area or in general? In general?
Do you have any other medical problems like cancer, asthma, diabetes, high blood pressure?
Yeah, like asthma.
You have asthma?
But not those other ones that you said.
Do you have any other diagnosed medical history from a doctor?
Oh, diagnosed, no.
Okay. Do you take any medication every day other than the lorazepam we already talked about?
Not every day, no.
What other medicines do you take some days?
I don't know what it's called.
What is it for?
Sleeping.
Okay.
Vital.
Do you have any allergies to medications?
No.
Alright. What's your birthday?
August.
I have this on that too. How old are you, miss? How old are you?
Oh, yeah, 35.
35?
Ma'am, what's your date of birth?
35.
What's that?
35.
No, what's your date of birth?
What day were you born? In what year?
35.
Okay, we'll get it from the police. We're going to put some more stickers on your chest just to take a good look at your heart, okay?
Did I answer him wrong? I don't understand.
I'm just asking what your birthday is.
Oh, August.
And you keep saying 35.
August.
I'm sorry? Sorry, keep it raw.
What day in August?
Can you just go up? We're going to have to put some stickers right underneath your left breast here so we can take a look at your heart.
August 4th. What year?
Oh. 1983.
1983.
Ma'am, I didn't catch your name. Could you give me your name, please?
Tisha.
Letecia.
Tisha.
Can you spell Tisha, please?
Give her information. First name, last name. So we can write down, please. Ma'am, when's the last time you had problems with your anxiety?
I have it every once in a while, like whenever I don't eat and don't get enough like exercise and a different routine.
Any drugs or alcohol today? Huh?
Yeah.
What have you taken?
Just them?
Huh?
Earlier before I went to the bathroom?
I'm asking if you consumed drugs or alcohol today.
Oh no, yeah, like Tylenol.
Just hold still, come on.
get really dizzy.
Thank you. Yep.
It's a little bit dizzy.
Your vital signs look good. I'm going to take a look at your heart here, okay?
Okay, cool. Can I sit up so I can breathe?
Yeah, you can sit up. Sure. Make yourself comfortable. Do you want to turn your legs over here so you can sit down and lean against the back of the couch there?
Okay.
Okay. You nauseous?
Yeah, and I'm dizzy.
You have your phone on you? Mm-hmm.
Here's the...
Thank you. It's kind of going down to my stomach now. Like right here. My stomach.
Okay, vote 2 should be on.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. I can't hardly breathe, sir.
You're getting enough oxygen?
I know,
All your vitals
I
are
feel
good?
like I can't hardly breathe. I just want to, like, if you got, could like some oxygen, air.
That's what I'm saying. Is you're getting enough oxygen. Right now, you need to control your breathing.
Okay,
So you
I'm
need
trying.
to slow your breathing down, okay?
I'm trying.
Because as you know, with anxiety, if you start over breathing, then that can develop that chest pain. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
probably
I'm
what's going on here.
I'm trying.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's gonna work.
Let's try one more time. I'll turn off and turn back on.
So right now the paramedics are discussing what they're looking at on the monitor.
Okay.
Just take a look and see.
Right here.
Yep, they're looking at it right now.
Why am I doing this? I just am breathing. That's all.
I'm sorry?
I just am having breathing problems. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Is it pretty consistent with your anxiety?
Not like this. I don't need this.
Yeah, I did.
Did go?
I'm sending it right now.
Ma'am, would you like to go to the hospital?
Yes.
Your heart looks good. Everything looks normal.
Yes, I want to.
Okay, which hospital would you like to go to?
I mean, I don't even know where I'm at.
Okay, you're downtown, so Memorial's the closest. Is that okay? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.
I'll disconnect all these stickers.
I think we're gonna have to do it when we get down to the.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm getting cold.
Okay, just hang tight there. If you feel like you're gonna get sick, then go ahead and hold on to this bag here. We're just gonna figure out what we got going on here. Alright, miss, let's go ahead and sit up. And we're going to go walk out here to the stretcher. Get all your things. Are those your sunglasses?
Yes.
You got your purse and your sunglasses.
Can I put them in there?
You doing?
Mm-hmm.
Doing all right.
Can I hold that?
Yep. If you need to get sick, use that. Stay right out there.
Now, if you thought that was rough, there's more. And not even just this video. There is going to be more videos uploaded because there's just so much. So the next little clip we're going to watch, our little treat, is the media interview she gave on January 31st of 2020, 4 days after she reported Gannon missing and 2 days after her interview with police.
I am Letecia Stauch, which is Gannon's stepmother.
You've been a part of the investigation since the very first time. You were the last person to see him. Is that right?
Correct.
What did you see when you last saw him?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about anything with the case. I would more so be willing to talk about how the community needs to have faith and continue to work together and not make these false accusations, like the things that have been said that I've disappeared from the community. I haven't been there to help, but there's lots of reasons behind that.
Reasons like death threats, right?
Right. Death threats are one of them. My family's getting lots of death threats. We counted over 20-some death threats already. 2, my husband's ex-wife is living in our home, and of course I'm not coming home to do these things and to help with the family when I was kind of like told I couldn't. And then many other things that happened with the El Paso County Police Department, you know, and in doing the investigation I was told I wasn't complying. And could I elaborate on that?
Please do.
Yes. So I asked for an attorney during the interview, and I was denied that by them. I was held because they were blocking the door, and I was told I couldn't leave, and that if I would have touched them, they would have probably, you know, said I still wasn't complying or said I was, you know, trying to run away or something. But during the interview, I asked several times, could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? Could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? I was denied. I was told I couldn't get nothing to drink. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I mean, it was continuously that my constitutional rights were violated.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more content like this, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you can always put in the comments below what you want to see next. What case? What do you want to see? Let me know. I'm open to any ideas and suggestions. And tell me what you think about Letecia Stauch. And as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.